This is the single biggest principle. And it bothers me that people are very careful with their money. The public, when they buy a refrigerator, they get a Consumer Reports, they buy a microwave oven, they do that. They ask people what's the best kind of radar range or what kind of car to buy. They do research on apartments. When they go on a trip to Wyoming, they get the Mobile Travel Guide, or California. When they go to Europe, they get the Michelin Travel Guide. People will hear a tip on a bus on some stock, and they'll put half their life savings in it before sunset, and they wonder why they lose money in the stock market. And when they lose money, they blame it on the institutions and program trading. That is garbage. They didn't do any research. They bought a piece of junk. They didn't look at the balance sheet, and that's what you get for it. And that's what we're being driven to, and it's self-fulfilling. The public does terrible investing, and they say they don't have a chance. It's because that's the way they're acting. I'm trying to convince people there is a method. There are reasons for stocks that go up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Truth Be Told. We have quite the action-packed episode to talk about. We got Bill Pulte, we got stocks, we got meme stocks, we got a whole bunch of bull crap. So let's get started by bringing on Platinum Sparkles, our lone guest for tonight. How are you doing?
Hello,
Technical
good.
difficulties aside. The mic works.
Right. For now.
Yeah, I know, right? We literally started out today with what was it? First, it was your background.
My background wasn't working. Then my mic wasn't working.
Yeah. Well, luckily the mic came around and decided it would do its part for tonight's show. Hey. We got all the gremlins out because I said Unji and all the bad words before we went live. So hopefully this is a problem solved.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
but if not, I do have a headset.
You did what?
I have a headset just in case.
Okay. Well, that's
purchase at GameStop. So.
Wow. We'll be getting to GameStop here in a bit. But first, we've got good old Bill Pulte to talk about. Before we get into the big thing, kind of bridge us in from last week when we were talking about the whole FICO score thing with when Amy was here. It's like, I wish she was here tonight, but you get sunburned out in that Texas sun and been all day dealing with family stuff. I can understand if you want to take some time for yourself, but we definitely miss her tonight when we go talking about stuff we don't know about and some of the more inner workings of the mortgage stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But this was pointing out that the whole FICO thing that Bill had talked about. This is from scroll back up here from I believe I can't remember what his Twitter name is, but Forbes Jameson. I think it's like Brokeback Capital or something like that on Twitter. But he was pointing out that the whole thing with that Pulte did with the whole FICO score thing really is negligible when it comes to the price of purchasing a home, because the costs of the tri-mortgage compared to the tri-merge between bi-merge, the different, because usually when you pull a score, it isn't just FICO. You get it from a couple different agencies all at once. And you can, it used to be policy was you did an average of them, whereas now you get a pull and you get it, and the bank gets to pick which one they like the best. And on top of that, the costs are like negligible, where under the tri-merge report, it costs like $90 to $100 for the whole, like if you went down the whole cost of, taking out a loan and buying a house, it's like $100. And usually the bank eats that.
Is this the same article that was talking about how he didn't talk to anybody before he put out the tweets? He just says it?
No, I think we went over an article with that like last week though. But yeah, that was one of the things, is that like there was a lot
this is one of the things, like the credit score thing, where he didn't discuss with anybody. He just put it out there.
He just did it. And like the cost for the consumer is like he says here, like $15. Like that,
right.
that is Bill Pulte's grand savings in the scheme of everything is $15 to the average consumer of a loan that's like what, 100,000 on the low end,
Well, I mean, houses in Massachusetts, the average is $750,000.
I'm so glad I live where I live. I was sitting and looking at houses going 150,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but never mind, I guess.
Yeah, no. I'm like, does he mean 100,000 when he says that?
No, well, no, I was saying like 100,000
Right.
because I was looking at the houses I was looking at and going like that's not a whole lot. But like even for some place like you said in Massachusetts, somewhere where there's a lot more, it's a lot more urbanized. It's even less of a of any sort of effect on the on that. So I figured we could open up with that. But what I really wanted to get to was the big thing that that's been going on for 2 weeks right now, isn't it? Where Bill has been going after Jerome Powell.
Yeah, this is like Doug Seafood 2.0.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that we even said last week was that, you know, like this is the exact same playbook. And it's why I put back up those videos from, you know, the last channel where, you know, the only difference about this is that he's got actual government resources as opposed to a insane taxi driver from New York to be his source for all of his claims. So, you know,
well, isn't a source himself though?
Well, yes, the source is in, well, on this first part here, the renovations thing. That is kind of hilarious. That well, first of all, he called for Jerome Powell to be investigated, which the renovations themselves. Let me find that article. Yeah,
the renovations go through a committee, and
right.
I mean they were cheaper before talking inflation.
So they go through a committee. They were approved ahead of time. Like these renovations were talked about as early as Trump going out the door in 2020. Yeah. These were like, this is the first time that the Eccles building has been remodeled since it was built back in the early 1900s. And the big problem that's, let me see if I could find it. I had an article specifically here about the building renovations themselves, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, here it is. A big thing that they talked about was that the cost overruns, the marble, all the marble that they're now complaining about was shit that Trump wanted done anyway. Oh, wow. Hey, Amy.
Yay, Amy.
I thought you weren't making it tonight. Glad to have you, though.
I thought we might need some help here.
We need help.
No, I put out a tweet about all the bullet points of the budget for the renovations. They actually have been approved since 2017 when Trump was still in office. By the way,
so even later than
their budget, their budget was approved in 2017. And sorry, I'm not going to turn my camera on. I'm super burnt. But
you gotta be sorry.
But
the campaign can't go on without you.
Oh no, just like we had a pool party today. It started at 11. I'm just like live on the equator. But so yeah, it was approved in 2017. Again, when Trump was in office, and it was approved for $1.9 billion then. And the IG inspects it or audits it every year. And they didn't start renovations until 2021. These buildings are from like the 1930s, and they've never been updated. They've never been renovated. So they were full of asbestos and like lead.
That was the big one that I had heard about was the asbestos. They also need to put in handicap accessible elevators. And they're also digging downwards because there's like how it is in the city that I live in, since it's the capital city, there are height requirements. You can't build buildings higher than certain, like the Capitol building or whatever.
Yeah,
so and they do that to protect the skyline. So they're digging downwards into a swamp.
If you go to my tweet, there's actually a statement from Jerome Powell. Like he's like, we're not putting in new marble. We took down the old marble. We're using the same marble that we had already took out. All we're doing, the only new marble we're using is for like marble that got broken. You know, we're not putting in fancy new elevators. Like it's the same elevators. Like they're most of the money was spent on the asbestos and the lead and like building like so again, they didn't start until 2021. And Bill Pulte, who says he's in construction and all this stuff, like if he says the building materials haven't increased in price from 2021, he's a fucking liar.
Well, we should probably also note that Bill Pulte hasn't probably been ever on a construction site. I can probably find that to be true, and has never picked up a board, a nail, or a hammer in anger ever. So
anyway, it's not that it's not like, oh my God, he just came up with 2.5 billion out of nowhere. They already had 1.9 that was already approved. So it went up from 1.9 to 2.5. That's the jump.
yeah.
So like this whole, you know, I don't even know what he's talking about with the perjury stuff. I mean, Powell
Right. Well,
testified in front of Congress.
Right, because the whole thing is that he got dragged in front of Congress because, of course.
Well, he doesn't get dragged. He has to testify in front of That's part of his job. Like that wasn't like they didn't drag him in there to testify about this. It was the normal check-in with Congress that he's required to do, I think, twice a year.
And it just came up during it because the way it sounded like is that this was not something that was going to be talked about, and they just kind of brought it up.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they can ask him anything, right? Like, I mean, and somebody brought it up and asked him about the renovations, and like I said, I don't know why they're making this huge deal, like that he just like went into the Federal Reserve, whatever pocket and took $2.5 billion. That's not what happened. They had 1.9. The budget increased, and it was approved. It went through the appropriate channels and it was approved. It gets audited. And he even independently asked for the IG to come audit it again, like just like get a fresh view of everything that's happening. But he already had $1.9 billion. So as far as I'm concerned, that's off the table. If anything, you need to look at what the increase is. And I mean, if you want to have an independent reviewer, then you come and look at what the increase is and say whether or not you think it's valid. Other than that, everything else that Bill Pulte is talking about is bullshit because they've already had that since 2017. So that's all a fucking lie.
And it's all just about putting pressure on Trump because, I mean, not Trump, but on Powell to get him to be embarrassed enough to go away so they don't have to try and do the legal way.
No, they're trying to bully him into submission to lower the interest rates. They're not, he's not going to go away. He's not going to do that. That would actually be worse for the country than anything else. That would destabilize the economy more than anything else. So he's not going to go away, and they know he's not going to go away. So they're trying to like high school bully him into submission.
Yeah,
and if I was Powell, I would raise the fucking rates.
Well, he's gonna have to.
You want to play? Like,
well, once the tariffs
actually
kick in, he's gonna have no choice.
Like, he's not gonna do that. I'm talking like if he wanted to be petty, then
yeah, but they just go off the data.
Yeah,
for now,
and inflation is ticking up. Like, there's no denying it. They can say that it's 1 point whatever as much as they want. That's not true. That's not true in any data set that we have seen over the last couple of months. It continues to tick up and tick up and tick up.
And it's not even August 1st yet. So the tariffs haven't even fully kicked in. So give it a few months after that, and we'll really see what's going on.
You can't even nail it down to August 1st. He changes his mind every other fucking week.
True.
Well, he's going to have the ticker that eventually goes off that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where a lot of these businesses, I know we're getting ahead. We'll get to the tariffs, but since we're on it right now, is like a lot of these businesses we talked about, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, that have stocked up on inventory. Eventually that inventory is going to run out. And then you're going to get all of those tariffs now that they just don't have inventory anymore at the old rates. So then that's where you're really going to see the inflation kick in. But before we get to that, I think the article that kind of points out that he's not going anywhere, and he knows he can't go the legal route. He doesn't have the like they don't have the law on their side for firing him with cause, because that was something that I had a discussion.
That's what, by the way, that comes from, like, that's the same thing he did with Brandon Jones, right? Like that's that his playbook is very obvious. And if anybody took a second to look back, like if you look back, Brandon Jones was fired for cause. Um, but that's what he's trying to do. And if he has to, he'll make it up. Same way he did with Brandon Jones.
No, this is like a Doug Sifu. It's not going to happen.
Oh, I mean,
and he's just going to
it's
complain on Twitter about it, like
a
crying
combo
about
of
it on
everything. No,
Twitter.
because he has said that he thinks that Trump has, like, he can fire him
Cause.
for cause.
He doesn't,
Right? Yeah.
though.
No, he doesn't.
But-
And Trump
Well-
walked it back. Trump came. I put it. I posted.
Yeah,
course he
it's
did.
right up here that he says it's
Mhm.
highly unlikely, even
Yeah.
after talking to Republicans saying, "Oh yeah, I'm totally going to do this thing," and they're
Yeah.
like, "Cool, do it," and he's like, "Actually not."
Well,
Yeah.
the market did not like that idea. So
No, they didn't.
he's not going to do that.
Well, and you can see the reaction to most people, in the market, that they're not appreciative of what Bill Pulte's doing. And P.S. he is the FHFA director.
Right.
Okay, like,
Mhm.
what do you do for FHFA? Because all I see is you bullying Jerome Powell. So, like, what's your?
He doesn't
Does
even know what
anybody think
FHFA
he's
is.
doing a good
Buddies on the
job?
board of directors for Fannie and Freddie. That's what he's really good at.
I mean, like, you're not even doing your job. You, like, in the FICO
No,
and
he's just
Vantage score
tweeting all
stuff.
day.
Like,
That's
all
all
you're
he's
trying to
doing.
do is, like, fuck with the market and Jerome Powell. Like, what are you doing? This, if anybody should be fired for cause, you're giving it the reason for you to be fired for cause, because
Good.
you're not even doing your fucking job.
But there were a lot of people pushing around that unreliable source that they could just fire Powell because but that's not how that works. He works as a part of I can't remember the Supreme Court ruling that I'd have to go dig it back up. But since he works he's the chair of a board at the Federal Reserve, therefore the only reason that the president can fire him is with cause, and with cause as a fairly specific legal meaning that it has to be something, duplicitous or like, the normal
that's
reasons
not
you'd be
even an
fired
easy
from
thing.
your job.
Right.
And him
Even
doing
with cause
his
is not
normal
even
job of rates
yeah.
is
That's
not
not even an
with
easy thing.
cause. And
Uh-huh.
and the whole budget thing is also not with cause, because it's gone through a whole bunch of steps, and it's been in the planning, like you said, Amy, since 2017. Like, this is something that if it was a problem, it would have been brought up sooner. But it's not a problem. It's just something they're manufacturing to try and make it a problem.
Oh, 100%. Like, this is not a real problem. This is not, like I said, this is not Powell reaching into the cookie jar for $2.5 billion. That's not what's happening.
However, I do have with me a response from a statement from the chair of the Board of Governors for the Federal Reserve. I'm encouraged by reports that Bill Pulte sucks his own dick. Keep up the good work, Bill. You know what? I'm glad Jerome is on our side.
Well, yeah, and then he acts like he's all, I won't be intimidated. I won't be that. Like, bro, you're picking fights with, like, yeah, there is probably a FICO lobby. There is probably those people, like, I mean, if you look at FICO stock, and I mean, there is probably all of those things. That's fine. But, like, you're picking fights with people and companies and federal chairs, like, for what? Run Fannie and
Attention.
Freddie.
He thinks
That's
he's
your
a big
job.
boy now.
Kind of reminds me of, we have
It's
heard
crazy.
from many investors who share our belief that current CEO Doug Sifu is not focused on building a materially larger business and is spending precious time tweeting on items not related to the core operations of the company.
It's funny he can't use those talking points anymore because Jerome Powell doesn't have a Twitter account.
I mean, it's literally what he's doing. Like, he's not doing his job.
He
He's
also
just-
called himself an activist investor, and he had less than $2,500 worth of birds. So, I mean, if it's not abundantly clear to everyone that Bill Pulte is a fraud and a liar, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But he's got
Oh,
some,
yeah.
some freshman, you know, whatever person, that Luna chick who just like she'll get burned, right? Like he'll burn her. So she'll probably have to find out the hard way. It's a good luck, girl.
This is one that I'm kind of on a toss up of. I believe that statement that Bill won't be fired because he is
Oh, for sure.
Trump's biggest cocksucker. But at the same time, we keep hearing reports that he's pissing people off in the administration because he's
Obviously.
doing dumb shit.
But then
Like
again,
the whole,
like,
the
do they?
whole
And no
FICO
matter what
thing.
anybody says, it's not just Democrats that he's pissing off. He's pissing off Republicans too.
Yeah.
That they're saying like this is it's not okay, and this is not what we need, and it's not what the economy needs. And the talk about Powell, like the reason Trump walked that shit back was because his own camp is saying, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
He's not doing it because the Democrats are saying it. I promise you that.
Have you gotten the chance to read this article yet, Amy? The Wall Street Journal one that came out that he originally was saying.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
did,
hit
and I think it's
piece,
hilarious that
and
they're calling
then
him an heir. He's not. He actually got left out of the trust. He got
yeah.
$15 million
Well, there's
from
a
the will.
lot of
That's
there's a
it.
lot of stuff in this article that like what is it with the current mainstream media that is so hard to do basic fucking research on Bill Pulte before they write an article? I will say one thing that made me vomit a little bit in the back of my mouth was the whole people call him little Trump comment, which okay, sure, maybe in his own fucking head. But we talked about the whole thing with the he says he's hallucinating a link between tariffs and inflation, which I'm gonna call bullshit on that, because like
Look, it's the
if
Wall
you're
Street Journal. They're like, and I, when I read it, I was like, it does seem like, you know, I'm not going to say like a FICO lobby, but it does seem to be that that's their focus. And
yeah,
so that's really, they probably didn't dig much deeper than that. And, you know, that's unfortunate, but that is just what the article is about the FICO
the
advantage
FICO
for
thing and
toss up.
where was it? The meeting where they where he was where they were talking about the fees that Fannie and Freddie charge, and he got really frustrated and wouldn't talk about them, because like that Bill just doesn't have the IQ score necessary to be dealing with anything financially related. I know it's around here. So there's the FICO one. Hallucinating rates. I know it's in here because I have read this already.
That whole thing is Tim Scott's, idea, like that Bill Pulte like just climbed all over, right? And then until I think somebody printed about it, or Tim Scott said something about it. I don't know, but he got called out on it, and so then he started giving credit to Tim Scott. Yeah, then he started giving credit to Tim Scott, but
here it is.
Yeah, but like, if you ask him anything, like he doesn't understand any of this stuff. Like, let's be real. He doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. This is a total fake it till you make it situation.
Well, and you can say he's probably already made it because he's already inserted himself as the chairman of the board of Fannie and Freddie and has put a bunch of his toadies on board. So, I mean, and he even, I believe this article even admitted he got a friend of Donald Trump Jr. on the board.
Which I think comes under question at some point, like the legalities of him appointing himself as to the board of them and firing, pretty, long time mortgage professionals that he got rid of. I think that all comes under question as he pushes this line further and further. Like that's the kind of stuff that comes back to bite you in the ass.
And it's one of these things that I admit that I think it was like about 3 days ago, I closed my Fannie and Freddie position up 50% because it just keeps drifting downward, as like we've discussed, Amy, that it's not a priority of the administration and they've got other things that they're doing. And so people thought that they were going to handle this immediately after they got the the new budget passed, and they just haven't done anything. They've been more occupied with Jerome Powell, because I think that's part of the budget, like you said, for them trying to get rates lower, so that way, you know, the U.S. government pays less on interest for its debt.
Look, the focus is paying for Trump's big beautiful bill. I mean, the tax cuts alone, the cost of the tax cuts is about $400 billion a year. Just the tax cuts portion of that stinks. So, you know, I think their priority is not privatizing Fannie and Freddie. Their priority, which is what I think they're doing with the Fed, right, is because they're saying, oh, the Fed is spending all of this money, and they're like, oh, we're trying to save money, but meanwhile you put through the big beautiful bill that is like,
Right.
so like you're not cutting any costs. Like
Right.
what are you talking about? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. And so like that's one thing. It doesn't seem like it's a priority. Number two, like I like the first video that we did on the new channel, the first live stream, I pointed out that like both of them look financially solid and everything. The problem is you've got that. It's not a priority for the administration. It's you've got the preferred shares sucking up all the cash flows from the common shareholders. And that the part that we just got done talking about, that Bill Pulte is your chairman of the board for both these companies.
And he doesn't even understand.
Seem like a problem to you guys?
No, he doesn't understand what it even means to do that. Like, what was it? There was some article where he just changed a name. He actually tweeted about it too.
Yeah,
he changed the name of something because he didn't understand what it was. And he's like, well, it's complicated. Why are we even calling
Wall
it that?
Street Journal article. Let me pull it back up here real quick, because that was
the LLPA.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got asked in a meeting about the loan level price adjustments, and
he was like, hey, what? What does that mean?
Well, not just
which he said was meant to be confusing. Like,
yes, which is right there in the article.
Just say that you don't understand what it is.
Yeah. But like this is the sort of things that like this the guy that you want in charge, who's had no experience with home building, despite everyone being confused because of his last name that he has. He has no idea about how mortgages operate, even though he's gone on Fox Business and, you know, pretended like he has an idea of what interest rates are, even though that.
Well, and let me tell you something about interest rates. Okay, I was talking to one of my clients who's has a close relation to building homes, and like, you know, she was telling me about how brand new homes and new build homes, right? When they're getting inspected and they're coming in lower than what the builders are asking. And instead of dropping the prices of the homes, they're buying down the interest rate. Okay, that's what new builders are doing instead of dropping the prices of the homes. And so, like, Bill Pulte's focus,
unsustainable.
Right. Bill Pulte's focus should be on getting housing prices down, not on interest rates, because guess what? They're buying down the fucking interest rates instead of dropping the prices of the homes. Because Bill Pulte believes that higher housing prices is a sign of wealth, which I guess
because he's got to play to the.
I guess on paper it is, right? But like, it's only worth what you can sell it for, and these inspections are coming back lower than what new builds are selling for, or what they're pricing them at.
Well, I mean, he's got to play up to the boomer base, the Republican Party right now.
So it's not, the problem is not interest rates.
Their wealth built up in these properties.
Yeah, the problem is not interest rates.
Bought all these like
that's a
rentals.
Lie. On its face, because they're buying it down. They're buying down the interest rate. Like, she told me that, I just found that out last week. I meant to tell you guys, but I forgot until just now.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's good.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So the builders are buying down the interest? Is that what you said?
Correct.
Oh boy, because I'm building a house right now, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see.
You are all right with the price that you get asked, but like that's what's happening. You got these home builders that are, like Amy said, they're basically paying some of the interest to push down the actual cost, so people will buy it at the valuation they have it valued at.
Well, because you can't get a mortgage. Like, if your house is getting appraised for lower than
you're trying to get a mortgage for, you can't get the mortgage. So
Right.
you have to come out of pocket that money.
Mhm.
And like if it was me and I'm standing in front of someone saying, well, we'll buy down your mortgage rate, I'm like, you can shove that straight up your ass. You can keep my earnest money and I'm fucking out. Like you're basically telling me I have to overpay for this house. Like people who are buying these houses and overpaying for them, like this is going to get so much worse. Like if this is what they're doing, this is going to get so much worse. Like the housing prices and stuff like that's going to get so much worse before it gets any better.
Yeah. It's already getting worse. I mean, it's bad.
Do not overpay for a house. For anyone who's listening, our 7 listeners who are watching,
I
do
already
not
am.
overpay for a house. Don't.
I have no
Because
choice.
if you can't sell it for what like you're immediately in the red. It's
Right.
crazy. And like to hear that from a new home builder perspective, I was just like gobsmacked. I was like, this is so bad.
There was one article that Amy had let me know about. Well, I mean, it's a blog post, so take it as you will. But a whole list of that of different things here. I remember it because I know if you get down here.
Yeah, in the blog.
You got
Did you say it's blocked?
No, it's a blog.
Oh,
I said,
blog, yeah.
I said it was an article, but really it's a blog website.
Well, so for some reason, I don't know if it's because that person doesn't follow me, but he tagged me, but I never got the tag. Like someone sent it to me on Twitter, and they were like,
Weird.
"Hey, look, Amy." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I just got introduced to that person too. He does not seem to be a fan of Bill Pulte, so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. No, well,
I mean, he put the shitting his pants tweet in there.
He believes in Austrian economics, so of course he's not going to be a big fan of interest rate cutters like Bill Pulte and Donald Trump. I've a lot of people like Mish I've ran into as a libertarian, so I understand his immediate problems with this whole situation. There is a little something that I did think was pretty funny. Let me see here. Are we to this yet? Yes, we are. So first we have Bill Pulte doing the thing he normally does, stealing other people's quotes and crediting himself as if he said them.
It's pretty sad that he has to steal a PB.
Oh my God, his tweet last week that said something about like Jerome Powell spending 2.5, something about like the Dallas Stadium,
This is
Dallas
the
Cowboy
one.
Stadium. Oh, okay. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm trying to make some dinner, but
Yeah,
that's
that was a
PB's
PB tweet.
That's PB's tweet. It's like, how
Pretty sad.
embarrassing. This is who you're stealing your content from? That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Do we have that that like dildo slap real quick? That you should have that on just on backup, ready to play
I
at any
should have
moment.
some of those clips on like speed dial. Then we've got, of course.
Oh, for the love of God, don't play it.
No, I need to have some of those on speed dial where I can just pull them out of the ether. But
I think yeah, keep going.
But we also have this. Michael apparently thinks that Bill Pulte is fighting the Federal Reserve. Now, I don't know how many of you people are part of the end the Fed conspiracy stuff, but yeah, that's what he thinks is going on here. That Bill Pulte is leading an attack against the Fed, even though I can 100% guarantee you that Bill Pulte does not want to get rid of the Fed. And even if you wanted to, Trump and the rest of the Republicans sure as fuck don't. So
no, they want to rob the Fed. They want, because like the way that the Fed, the reason they're independent is because like they make their income from open market operations, right? It's the interest that is earned on what they do in the market. That's how they stay independent. They get no money from Congress, right? So what they make in income, they basically like pay their bills, pay what they need to pay, and the rest goes to the Treasury. And so what they're saying is they can't spend anything because you need to be sending it all to the Treasury. You need to be giving it all to us. That's what it is. It's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like when you really
Right.
boil it down, it's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and that's what they're trying to do with the Fed. He doesn't want to end the Fed, not in any shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
He wants more money from the Fed.
And he also wants to make it a unitary executive thing where he has complete control over the Fed to do whatever he wants to.
Wait, I got this one here. Tell me if you can hear
So,
it.
Bill, this says Bill
Yes.
Pulte fucks. All right?
Yeah.
And then if you notice it's got a tramp stamp with a butterfly
I
on
like
the back.
it, only the young.
One ass cheek said, yes, it does say only the young on the
Man,
back
that
here.
period is doing a
Only
lot of
on
work.
December 5th. We have a mushroom stamp on the head of it and Bed Bath on one cheek and
Jesus.
GME. Oh, fuck.
It's literally like a
GME on the
trophy of
other.
a
I got too
dildo.
excited there.
So, Bill,
Yep.
this says
Okay, we got that one.
Wait,
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
you didn't let it play through. He said Bill it says, and you stopped it.
No, that was the clip.
I'll repeat, that period is doing a lot of work in that statement.
Well, there wasn't even a period. It was just one on the front and then the other thing on the
Right.
back.
Yeah,
But-
well, I was
but,
like, what
one
period?
sentence in
There's
one
no period. It
sentence.
literally says one on the front and one on the back. There's no period, no comma, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give us the final results from this poll before we moved on to our next set of subjects. So our winner of the poll is Munchkin. Bill Pulte is a Munchkin, not a halfling, not a hobbit. Let's make it very clear. Bill Pulte is a Munchkin. Though we did have some extra.
Munchkin is much too cute of a word.
Um,
Can't be a
we had a
Munchkin is like
suggestion from
donut.
Dolphin. I'm not sure. Nelwyn, is that how you say that?
What is it?
I'm not. Nelwyn, I think is how you pronounce that. Maybe we can get Dolphin in here to correct me if
Nelwyn.
necessary.
Okay,
So-
too. I'm gonna go back to
You do that.
dying from sun poisoning and eating my dinner, but I will
You
talk
do
to you
that.
guys later.
Later,
Alright.
Amy.
Get some
Bye.
aloe. Bye.
I know I have some in my refrigerator, like that is way in the back, so it gets really, really cold, and I'm about to it's about to get real weird over here.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Vent also came up with Goblin, which I approve.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I definitely think Bill Pulte qualifies for foul lane material.
Yeah. Or
Some
like a
of you will get
gargoyle.
that joke. Most of you probably won't. That's okay. So that pretty much covers Bill Pulte. I know that we discussed going after Adam Schiff about his, I guess Fannie may or like some mortgage fraud that they're saying when it's yet again Bill Pulte, being used as a stooge for the administration, because this whole report seems to origin point back to the White House asking them to doing it and then getting the report back that they wanted. And the fact that he names both his residence in California where his district is and one in Washington, D.C. is both residences is something that's pretty common on Capitol Hill for Congress members to do. So it, again, sounds like another contrived bullshit being done by Pulte on behalf of the administration.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like such a stupid thing, like to bring up even like renovations, really. Like, I mean, there was this whole like Federal Reserve, what's it called? Like there was a whole, I can't even think of the word right now. Too many drinks.
Right.
But where they, like the people stepped down. It was a couple of years ago.
Because they were insider trading certain
Right.
things within the silent
Scandal.
window.
That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah, there was like a whole actual scandal. It wasn't just, building renovations. And then they have the Federal Reserve buying mortgage-backed securities, which why? were they even doing that? That would be something to look into. Or like, why are they able to just buy stocks of companies?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? It's like, there's like a
Mhm.
lot of different things to look into. Never
You
mind.
can say the same thing about Congress. Why, when they have material non-public information when they're going through these bills, but you
Yeah.
know,
But, what are we going to do? Have them vote to not be able to do that again? Like, okay, that's never going to happen.
I guess we'll have to work on a constitutional amendment and get on that stat. Have our constitutional Congress of all the different states as allowed by the Constitution.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to buy index funds, but they shouldn't be able to buy individual stocks or like shit coins. Like, they're literally buying
Or
shit
at
coins.
the very least, they should have a quiet window. If you're in the middle of processing a bill that would affect a certain sector or industry, you can't buy stocks and you can't trade stocks.
Yeah.
But it would be a lot easier if you just said, yeah, index funds while you're working for the government. But, yeah.
VTI.
Oh yeah, VTI. We're gonna create a bunch of VTI shills.
Exactly.
That's our evil master plan. Me and Platinum have bought up so many shares of VTI. We're gonna pass a bill through Congress to boost our bags.
Exactly. Get in now.
Speaking of that, we can move on to our meme stock stuff before we transition back to serious topic mode, because we've got a lot of meme stock stuff this week. Last week it was a bunch of real business, and now we're gonna have a little fun this week. Did you see the big kerfuffle that happened because Kevin Malone got his panties all in a twist because me and Tony called him exactly what he was on a live stream?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So I took a clipping from Tony's live stream that I was on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where me and
thanks for the views, Kevin.
I know, right? 500 views. I still got more likes than dislikes, and I got a couple new subs. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Really helped me out there. Because I'll tell you a couple little secrets here. One, if you are watching a video, it means to the algorithm that people like it, and that it will suggest it to people it would never have suggested it to. A dislike still counts as an engagement, bitch. And the algorithm, if you downvote, it will stop suggesting videos similar to it or my videos to you, but it counts as engagement, which means the algorithm will be like, wow, this is causing a lot of controversy. Let me suggest it to other people. And guess what it did? Like, this is like the fact that we're this far in and these people still don't know how this game works. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much for being, well, who you are, a dipshit. But that didn't end there, because we had some stuff that from GNS all this week. They once again refiled their issuance, and then after filing it, they refiled it again on Friday, and then filed the what was it? Let me see if it's here. Yeah. This explanatory, they filed the explanatory note on Friday, and then they filed this about the lawsuit that Amy had brought up, the one where with the appeal, them getting default judgment against. I know this is really small, so let me try and. Does that make it easier to read for everyone? But the whole the against LZG International. Which we said last week, they were probably going to get that anyway, because, I mean, as much as we're like, wow, Scamco, who could have guessed? So they're going to get all those shares potentially clawed back in arbitration, so they can turn around and dilute the shareholders again.
Yay.
Yeah. So they posted that after the announcement, after them announcing the dilution, because Kevin Malone tried his trick once and it didn't work. So he tried it again and it didn't work. Let me switch over to take this down real quick. Stop sharing and then we'll screen share the window because this is GNS. This is GNS from the last time, sure, and then up, and then and then burp. This here was during both those announcements, and again, when they restated the dilution, it dumped, and then it sort of came up on the announcement, and then came back down at the end of the day. It was down, as you can see here, 9.27% on the day, and since where we were the last time, it's completely round tripped again. So great work, Kevin. I don't know what to say there.
I mean, is he ever going to talk about how these investments are suitable for his clients?
Nope.
Like how is some like pharmaceutical like company with $0 in revenue, like how is that suitable for your clients again?
That's a great question.
Next fiduciary responsibility or something.
Yeah. No, but he will talk about how he feels that if you do have a position, either long or short, you need to disclose it, and that the only reason you should be talking is
make sure they prove their. That's hilarious. You know what is funny, because I tried to short Quantum, but Fidelity doesn't have any shares available. So I've never actually said anything about any stock ever while shorting it, ever, not once. So, but I've said
we literally talked about Friday, like, how can we short this piece of shit because it's riding back up to $20?
Yeah,
but we can't get them on Fidelity. Sorry. Also, it's funny
the cost
how
to borrow is a lot
about needing to have your conviction. Yet the only money that we've seen him spend is his clients' money to buy Quantum. So
well, true, exactly. And did you see his little Photoshop cost to borrow thing on?
Yeah, I had that as the next thing to talk about.
Beautiful, perfect.
Where he drew. It's so obvious though too. If you look at it, I know you can't see it because I'm.
We'll go to the next one first because the next one is the first one. Okay, yeah. So this was on July 3rd, right? And this is where he says that it's 1,725% the cost to borrow. Okay, now go back to the other one.
And it's not there.
Now suddenly it's not there.
And there's a new green line.
We got a new green. Did he forget that he had that there? Does he not realize that this is all public? And when he puts things out, he can delete it, but that doesn't mean it's gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie. What happened there?
Yeah. And then we've got also, let me see here. His, again, confusion with short volume and short interest. But then again, this is also the guy that we've discussed before who tried to say that there was more short volume than there was volume in the stock all told, because he took the
pre-market volume.
The pre-market
and then the
volume,
full day.
And then the full day's short volume. And then tried to say that, this guy, not the brightest bulb.
No, it's not even about not being bright. It's like literally he has to know what he's doing. Like there's no.
I don't know. This is the guy who didn't even know what. This is the guy who didn't even know what.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, it was his idea to switch it out of computer share and into this stupid ass bullshit transfer agent. That is like. So bullshit. They can't even get their like security fucking
because basically what happened here is their SSL certificate went and died in a ditch.
but hackers are trying to infiltrate the website. And
he corrected this later, but like literally
like good job, bro. That's not happening at computer share.
Way to know what this was. And second of all, I would like to repeat that this, how is this not shady? That this, like he suggested for QNTM and GNS being the more key one here, because they have decided to make their transfer agent the shady fucking broker, and then told both these companies to stop using computer share. And then GNS made a press release about going to this one that they're promoting that can't even get their DSS certificates in order. By the way, unlike computer share, you can't trade shares from them. You have to send them back to your broker to be able to trade them. I wonder who that benefits. Maybe
Yeah.
the company that has dilution already queued up on their SEC filings on Edgar. Could it benefit the company to keep their price locked in so they can dilute the shit and get the most money out of their shareholders by getting them stuck at a DRS agent where it takes time to transfer their shares from DRS back to their broker so they can sell them?
But you know, but computer share was the scam transfer agent, according to him. Right.
Yeah. Cool story, bro.
Good job, buddy.
I didn't get really the chance to read all of this from Trader Zero. Had you gotten the chance to read this article that he kind of did?
No, I didn't see that.
So he was talking about how that how people were trying to say that ERL, which had been spun out from Genius Group, is now being bought back into the company. This was one of those we're going to get the naked shorts by doing this special dividend.
Right.
Literally,
I heard someone,
like MMTLP.
Right. Like somebody brought this up on a space before, but it was like a non-tradable. Wasn't it like a NFT thing or something though?
I don't know if that's the same one or the different one. But then
I thought the ERL was not available on exchanges, but it was available. It was supposed to be available on some like blockchain thing or whatever.
Okay, yeah, yeah, it might be.
No, that's a ZGL thing.
That's the lawsuit. Yeah, so EL shares were never tradable on, or DTC settled, so they were never shorted or borrowed into the market. Oopsies. Right. So there's no trap. That's basically what this article is. It really what's going on is is a dilution machine that's meant to get people to trick. So it's not like OSTK and tZero. It's just MMTLP. So yeah, best to know that you're being scammed before you get scammed. I think that pretty much covers all of the Kevin Malone GNS shenanigans for now until they finally pull the rug, and then everyone will be crying about how it's fraud, and they'll be right, just not they won't be pointing the fingers at the right people again.
Yeah, alleged fraud. Okay.
Yeah, we do have another update in the AMC lawsuit in Nebraska, where they're fighting against an eminent domain claim against the mall and one of their theaters, and saying that they did not get just compensation for their lease. They responded back. There's 3 different briefs for the 3 different defendants. But I have not gotten to read it. I just want to casually look and see what their arguments are, because from what I've read of this lawsuit, it's silly and not likely to win. But let's. So
this has nothing to do with the bonds or anything, right?
No, the bonds one seems like it's going to be settled out.
Okay, so can you like sort of summarize what's going on with the bond thing, like really quick? Or not really? Okay.
So what's happened right now so far is they have come to a settlement agreement. Originally, when they first dropped the news, they said they had the majority, but not a plurality. And then I think a few days later, a lot of them bought on with it. There's some of them that are still objecting, but like not a very meaningful amount. What they're basically doing with that is what they always do. There's going to be more dilution. Like that's the long and short of it. They're going to get reshuffled into new convertible bonds that basically
convert into shares, right?
Yes, convert into shares, and the interest rate doesn't really change all that meaningfully much. Like there's people saying that, the interest rate's lower. It's like for some of the bonds, it's lower. Okay. Some of them it's bigger. It's gone up.
It's going up. Okay.
Yeah. So on average, like Tony Denaro has a really good video on where he actually
I'll watch
all of it. And yeah, on average, their interest rate is going up. Because interest rates are higher than when they wrote those loans, and they have junk debt. they have they have triple C junk debt. So let's not kid ourselves here. Which would put the first lien holders back into the capital structure, back with the collateral that they had to begin with, at a better rate. And all it does is just kick the debt down the road. Like, it in fact added $200 million in new debt.
Wow.
So it literally kicked the can down the road and then added more debt for AMC. Congratulations.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And it's convertible debt. So they also, at the next shareholder meeting, that means they're going to have to add the share cap up, or they're going to have to do another reverse split.
So, and then if the shareholders will have to vote yes, right, for that to be able to be complete.
Yep. Otherwise, we go right back to that lawsuit and right back to bankruptcy town.
I was going to say, like, right into Chapter 11. If they can't, because this is basically like an out-of-court restructuring.
And I don't think it's a real threat. It is an out-of-court restructuring. Okay. I said as much, that this is basically a bankruptcy without calling it a bankruptcy. It's an out-of-court restructuring. The big thing about this is I don't think it's even going to be a threat that it's not going to pass. I mean, even when we had the whole Antara situation where the deception was blatantly obvious, common shareholders voted unanimously in favor of it, much to the chagrin of like the Project Popcorn crew. Like, yeah, Delaware law was likely in your favor, but like it was that or bankruptcy, and that's what they chose to do.
Oh, good. It's Tony.
We go. Tony.
Perfect.
All the rates went up. Oh, on all the debt. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Unless shareholders vote to approve more shares in December, which drops the interest rate on the exchangeable notes. Okay, so that's where I was getting hung up on. If they don't approve the new shares, then the interest rate goes up. If they do approve it, then the convertible nature of the shares balance out the whole. So it's almost like a pick toggle.
Oh boy. Thank you, Tony. The vote yes or no won't affect the lawsuit, only the debt interest rates and potential future conversion.
Okay, that's good to know. Interesting.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Tony coming in to save the day.
Yeah, right.
That's why our audience is just as much a part of this as we are.
Yeah. And Tony's good. I like how he digs into the filings and actually reads them.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't do, or they cherry pick what they want to read in the filings.
Yeah, he's not afraid to like say things that are good or bad.
So let's take a look at what AMC is trying to argue in this. Facts of the case are laid out in reasonable detail. AMC complaint, but at its core, this case is quite simple. AMC was a longtime tenant of the mall in Grand Island, where it operated its movie theater premises with its owner's shopping center. Defendant Woodsona then purchased the shopping center from the previous owner and sought to redevelop it under a redevelopment plan in contract with CRA and the city. As part of the redevelopment, Woodsona and CRA sought to terminate the lease and remove AMC from the demised premise, but they did not do this using commendation proceedings. Instead, Woodsona used the CPA, and the CPA used the plan concocted by their mutual attorney. Okay. Joint motion to dismiss. Well, I mean, I fail to see how this is different because, like, this is under the same contract law. I could have sworn that's what was talked about last time. Court should deny the CRA and the city's joint motion to dismiss. AMC has alleged facts that plausibly show it suffered an unconstitutional taking. Well, taking of what? Because you didn't own the property; it was leased out to you. Like this was explained in the motion to dismiss. And maybe I'm not a constitutional lawyer, and I'm not going to pretend I am, but the ownership rights lie with the actual property owner. You are just a tenant of the property, so you don't really have any rights except those through the owner given to you by the lease. So if they terminate the lease, then you're just kind of shit out of luck. Takings clause of the Fifth Amendment, as applied to the states through the 14th Amendment, prohibits the government from taking private property for public use without just compensation. Yeah, your compensation is through the leaseholder, my dude, not through the city or any government entity. You were a leaseholder. The one with the rights is the property owner that has the Fifth Amendment right. And any rights that you might have as a lease owner flow through the property rights of the property owner. And you declined those rights and decided to continue to lose the property until you were forcibly removed through forcible detainer. So I'm not buying that argument either. In the alleged complaint, Woodsona purported to terminate its lease. Purported? They're the leaseholder. They get to terminate the lease. I feel compelled after starting this to go through the next 6 pages, but I'm already just kind of not buying any of this. In any case, AMC's allegations plausibly support the conclusion that the evidenced action and AMC's subsequent physical ouster from the demise premise was reasonably foreseeable consequences of the CRA's purported. Okay. AMC is entitled to seek damages. I mean,
Southern.
Maybe from the owner of the property, but not the city. CRA and the city contend that even if AMC had plausibly alleged an unconstitutional taking, AMC is not entitled to any compensation because the lease was validly terminated. Yep. AMC waived or assigned its rights to such compensation under the terms of the lease. Yep. That argument is likewise meritless. Okay, this is the part I might want to actually hear. In an initial matter, AMC notes that the CRA and the city are putting the cart before the horse. No. They contend that that AMC has no right to compensation because the lease was validly terminated. Yep. Yeah, that's how that works. But it's the validity of the proposed termination that's the heart of the dispute. The CRA and the city are asking the court to adjudicate the merits of AMC's 1983 claim at the pleading stage. And that might actually work to get them past the motion to dismiss, but we'll see. Of course, rejected such unsound logic. But even taking the CRA and the city's argument at face value, it still holds no water. AMC's 1983 claim is not merely reproposed condemnation or inverse condemnation claims, and AMC's potential damages are not limited to the amount of the award it might receive as such. I don't know. I don't know enough to know which way on that one. Section 1983 is derived from, yep. The remedy for the violation is supplementary to any state remedy. The latter need not be first sought before the federal one is invoked. Okay. State a facially plausible claim for 1983 relief. And that's just going to be an argument that you can't at this stage dismiss this because they plausibly stated a claim, and that's how that works. Hey, how you doing, Thortical? How you doing? Welcome to the YouTube side of things. Yeah, I don't know where to set on that one because most of these claims just sound silly because, again, the property rights belong to the property owner. You're a tenant.
Yeah.
Your rights flow through the tenant lease. And if the lease was terminated legally, then you're shit out of luck, especially if they gave you terms and you rejected them.
Yeah.
So there's no takings clause claim. But I don't know. I'm weird. I thought we were done with this next case we're going to talk about, but you know how it is with some people. It's never done until the fat lady sings, I guess, or in this case, till the fat Texan sings. We're not done with Nelson Willis. He got a 30-day extension for re-argument in front of the Fifth Circuit. I know that that's going to be a dead-end road, but he still gets his 30 days. We talked about his screed filing. That was determined that he would not be able to get the extension of time, but they said that he had till Friday to provide an actually compliant motion for re-argument. He opted to ask for an extension of time, which was granted for 30 days. So kick that can down the road till the end of August.
Great. I was trying to explain to my husband what a sovereign citizen is today.
You should just show him this case.
I know, right? Yeah, no. But like, like in the Uber, and I'm like,
Roberts,
maritime law. I'm like, they're traveling, they're not driving.
I'm traveling. You only need a license plate if you're conducting commerce, interstate
Exactly.
commerce.
Yeah, you don't need a license because you're not driving, you're traveling.
Oh, I don't think you guys will be able to. Yeah, let me see if I can zoom this in. It won't let me. But basically, this was clipped from Number One Cuck's video. Apparently, there's a new email that's gone out for the Project Popcorn people. Apparently, after Ethan talking to 100 lawyers, allegedly, that was not enough. They need to find, they're still looking for lawyers, and they're looking to find claims where there were actual people injured. So members in states where actual members of Project Popcorn are.
Injured in what way? Like financially?
Yes.
Emotionally?
They're already mentally injured. I don't think there's much you can do there.
My wallet's hurting.
But in addition to that, we've had quite a few Number One Cuck videos. There was the one at the beginning of the week where he basically accused me again of all the Michael stuff, and then tried to say that, I was harassing him because I emailed his employer once after the 15 times that he tagged my employer and tried to start shit. Then, of course, the one that you pointed out, the one where he drug up the other Michael thing where we were talking about after.
This one was very entertaining. Did you watch it? Are you going to play it? Just play it. Oh, okay.
He posted on the 18th of January that the group involved with Sean Tabor shared political and Wall Street connections, communicated with each other on...
I'm still waiting for these political and Wall Street connections.
We never said any of... So everything that he actually says is a lie, but then you can listen to what we say and...
get absolutely all the context.
And offline, and knew each other while pretending to...
Also, we never said we knew each other offline.
We never said that. And we didn't know each other offline, and we still don't know each other offline, so...
organically develop an authentic relationship with billionaire Doug Sifu, who may have been paying the group to harass others online.
That also was never...
Nobody said that.
Again, there was stuff that was given in discovery and stuff that, he settled before it was given. And there was no payments, no nothing in any of the conversations. Why don't you go ask Doug's lawyers? I'm not Doug's lawyers. Go ask Bill's lawyers. I'm sure you can give them a ring.
Online, Tabor then admitted to deleting all of his communications
That's also
to cover his tracks.
I'm sure everyone is having their victory laps. It doesn't make me go away, and it doesn't stop the fact that you guys are all broken poor and lost your money chasing shitco companies.
Oh, some people are on social media.
I'm really obsessed about that picture of Amy, and it's really sad and pathetic. First of all, we were bragging about the fact that they shot themselves in the foot, because while Pulte was trying to do discovery, he was making it harder by getting all of our channels rugged. So that's what we were laughing about. Oh, congratulations, dude. You were asking for this stuff, and then you destroyed it. Congratulations.
Also, I wasn't named in any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah. But yeah, we all... This is a dude who admitted in the last video that I talked about but didn't show that he called the FBI and local police on me. This is a guy that has tried so hard to try and destroy me because he got yelled at by his supervisors at his place of employment for trying to go after me. That's what he's ass hurt about. And now he's trying to destroy my life and failing. And it just pisses him off more the more he fails, which makes me laugh even harder. So
then he just makes stuff up. He just straight up lies.
Yep. And I'm sure he did the same sort of lies when he talked to the FBI and to the local police department, and that's why they told him to go fuck himself. So
you're gonna play the whole thing?
Oh no, I think that's kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was pretty funny because he's like,
oh, I've got a better one.
Admitting to this, that, and the other thing, and it's not even that at all.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of something on Twitch here. 1 second. So yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Twitch bot.
And I could have sworn I got rid of it. What's this? There we go. Ban. That'll take care of that. You have missed a lot of lore. Trust me, we're about to get into some more lore. We know the
endless lore.
We know the deep lore. Look, badass trader. When it gets to AMC stuff, it gets crazy. Get out your tinfoil hat. We're about to dive in. So this is a video that I reproduced onto Meltdown, but this is one of his famous sidewalk chats. And I call them sidewalk chats because he points the camera down at the sidewalk while he talks, because he's such a sensitive little snowflake. After being called the Crypt Keeper, his feelings got really hurt. They're making fun of me. After he posted stuff making fun of my LARP pics, which shows you how much of a bitch he is. And yes, John, I'll continue calling you a bitch because you are a bitch. So let's get started in the wild conspiracy world of John Hartranett. Dang,
oh, damn. You can't do 1.5.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm going to try to record this without having any interruptions, but there might be some loud noises in the background.
Oh, shit.
I'm finishing up what has been a long journey as far as making documentaries with what available information I have to go by. Some of the information was done by the Statement of Facts by Eitan Leibovitz.
Actually, I got a better way to handle this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to audible because I can pull this off my YouTube channel.
And then 1.5 it?
Yeah. I can pull this off my archive and then just 1.5 it so we don't have to sit here and listen to his and prattle on forever. Here we go. Playback speed. 1.5. That looks good.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm going to try to record this without having any interruptions, but there might be some loud noises in the background. I'm finishing up what has been a long journey as far as making documentaries with what available information I have to go by. Some of the information was done by the Statement of Facts by Eitan Leibovitz and others. I don't know who the others were, but thank you. Thank you for all of that. And I'm coming to the end of my journey on this end. I'm sorry for repeating my words, but I can't help but going back and thinking why, when I sourced most of my material that had to do with any of the influencers, it was open source intelligence, meaning that it was available on the internet, anybody could find it. Was my life threatened twice? I don't know if it has been again.
Hey, your life was never threatened, but do tell.
I haven't bothered to look, but it left a mark on me because I bought a stock that I believed a CEO was being forthright and trustworthy in, and to later find out that it was all a deceptive ploy to steal the money away from me and millions of other investors. So it left a huge mark on me because all I did was invest in a company, a reputable company, supposedly one that puts up the front of reputability and respectability when it really isn't that way. So as I'm going through this, and I discover some of Lou's videos, even though I didn't watch them at first.
Hey, in case you were not familiar, people like Badass Trader and everything, Lou versus Wall Street is a convicted felon, 1 count of wire fraud and 1 count of bank fraud. Do keep that in mind as we continue.
Because there was a heavy campaign to silence him by the AMC influencers, Reese, Kalinovic, mainly the Massalorian. I don't know if you remember him. His name's Johnny, but I don't know his last name. And Anthony Franzetti, Tony Denaro.
Yeah.
There was a big push to try to shut him and Al from Boston up. And as I went through the end of Lou's videos towards before his passing, he kind of, you could tell he was obviously upset at what took place. But he revealed a lot of things. He said federal authorities were talking to him. They came to his house. He met somebody in a park. He talked about a...
Wow, a felon lying. Who could have guessed? By the way, it's also known in these court documents, which I have right here. Where's docket number 40? Here it is, 47. Docket 47 here, where you can go over his entire history, and he has never had any contacts with any sort of Wall Street persons or anyone. In fact, the government admits that he worked in advertisement his entire life. So feel free. It's Case number 1:18 CR. CR means criminal. 283 filed on the 21st of May. The 5th of May, 2021. Excuse me. In the case of the United States versus Lou Bravo. So, if you want to really know about Lou versus Wall Street and not what this idiot is shit posting about, go look it up on Court Listener at any time.
A secondary book system, which is obviously
also the secondary book system was something that he stole from Wes Christian. His belief that Wes Christian had that brokers had a double book, not what he's about to allege that AMC has a double book, but that brokers have a double book where they have the shares that they tell everyone and then the actual naked short manipulation shares. So that's what Lou was talking about, but it's not what John's talking about.
You can do it. Just saying it's a conspiracy is not good enough. Hypotheticals are fine.
No. Saying his conspiracy theory is the complete argument because facts presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So get lost.
Is it possible for AMC to have a secondary book system? Yes. Where they cook the books? Absolutely. When he got into that,
Proved it? No.
he started to show signs of sickness. And from what I heard is he had
This is the best part. Once he started exposed this, he started showing signs of sickness. Can you guess why, Platinum?
No idea.
headaches. And he had to go to the doctor to get checked out for his headaches. He got an infection and that's how he passed. The timing of it, though, is extremely suspect to me.
He had a planned medical visit. In fact, if you
I
read
think I know why, actually. Is this the one? Never mind, go ahead.
If you read the transcript, his medical issues have been long-standing. Like, I didn't even notice it till I read the document there that was produced as his sentencing documents, that his conviction documents, that he was ill then. He had cancer, and he went to the Dominican Republic to get cancer surgery. That's the part he's skipping over. He got an infection because he had a shitty doctor in the Dominican Republic do his cancer surgery, and he came back and had infections from the surgery. The headaches, again, because he had cancer. These are all parts of the story that he's fucking skipping over, that if you go to Lou's channel, you can hear him explain bit by bit through the entire process up until the day he died. All right? But this loser has got to make some fictional landscape about shit that's publicly verifiable and publicly proves that he's a fucking liar.
I kind of do not buy that it was just the infection, because he was targeted so much and he said so many things that some of us probably would not even think about, know about, or even was given the information about. He was on the pulse of something huge, almost as...
I don't know. Why don't we ask Lou about that?
You know, because my face is not on the screen anymore, and they're thinking maybe it's AI, maybe it's somebody else, but somebody using my voice. No, it's not that. Sometimes my voice sounds a little bit strained. I had surgery Monday night, so you could understand, like, I'm literally like in the process of recovery. So there are days when I'm feeling good, bad, and there was an infection with the surgery, so I'm on meds, antibiotics, Cipro and shit like that. So sometimes I'm feverish and whatever, but I still try to bring information out to everybody because I miss you motherfuckers. But just because you're not seeing my face right now, that doesn't mean there's some AI clone or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about.
So yeah, that's him saying that it was surgery and everything. But of course, according to John, it isn't that, he had complications from a shitty surgery done by a third world doctor in the Dominican Republic for his cancer. No, it was Adam Aaron killed him. And now we're out to get John too. Me and you and Amy and all of us. We're out to get poor John for being a fucking idiot on the internet. Sure. Cool fucking story, bro. Cool fucking story. Can you, Platinum, since we just talk about all of our secrets on the internet, could you explain our plan to kill John Hartronet and how it's working perfectly?
It's
Oh,
classified
it's classified.
information.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I can't talk about it.
Gosh, dang it. It's about to expose it.
Part of our military operative.
From Fort Bragg, special
Not.
orders. Not the biggest idiot, maybe, this week. What do you know about this whole Michael doesn't understand options thing? Because maybe it's just so dumb that I don't understand how it's dumb.
He doesn't understand anything about it. Like, he doesn't. Okay. Sometimes if you are getting close to expiry, but otherwise you are giving up premium. In my opinion, the point of buying call options is to reserve a price. That's why I picked up 23 because they are 177, which means it is like buying GME at 23 minus or plus 177, but you only have to put down the 177. The fuck? I think GME. Yeah, that's not how it works because
See, I know it's wrong. It's just so dumb. I can't fathom what that fuck's going on here.
I think GME at 24.77 is a super good value, so that's why I got that. Like, plus strikes lower than the current share price force the market makers to start hedging.
That is a lie. We know that much at least.
That is just also classified information. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Look, she's under NDA. She works for Ryan Cohen now.
Exactly. Why do you think I'm in his book? I can't talk about it. But actually, according to him, it's very soon. 1 or 2 months, I guess. The payout's coming.
Again? Well, they just
yeah.
At least it's like spending $1.2 million on GME options.
Yeah, right. On limit orders that never filled.
Yeah.
Notice they're all limit orders.
Mm-hmm.
Limit. And there was
just
no
hoping
orders.
that he was just setting $1.2 million on fire because he's a fucking idiot. But that also is possible too, that he doesn't actually.
No, he didn't.
And they're limit orders, and he never.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if he has the money or not. Maybe he does, but whether or not he does doesn't really matter because those are just limit orders that never filled. And you can see them. Like, you can go and look at the orders for the day, and you can look at the volume for those options in particular and see that they were not filled.
Womp womp. So I figured that this is a good time, since we're talking about GME calls, to get into and I'm going to skip over his. We'll just talk.
People need to be selling calls, not buying calls. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
But
be the casino. Don't be the person buying the lotto tickets. Yeah. Especially if they're weeklies.
Right.
So we're gonna skip over the. We're gonna go over the Ryan Cohen on high speed because he's also kind of drab and a little slow at getting his words out, just to speed it up a little bit. But we're also going to skip over his MSNBC interview because that was cringe.
Was that the first one or the second one?
Yeah, the first one. Then he did.
Okay, so that's the one that I honestly thought was better than the second one because that's the one where we actually found out the cost basis of the Bitcoin, right? Like, finally.
Oh, really? Where do you know?
Yeah.
Where in that interview?
Well, I mean, it's not long. Like, if you want to play it.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes. So let's go to it.
Yeah, just play it like 1.5 or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't realize we get that. So let me switch over.
Yeah, so that talking to GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen, who's a little bit behind some of this. Ryan, great to see you. It's been a while. What is going? I have about a million questions about what's going on at GameStop and your investments and everything else. But let's start with the stapler. It's up to what, $250,000 right now?
Yes. So we had our store in Staten Island on launch day, and the store manager took the stapler and stapled it into the switch. So we damaged the switch, we refurbished it, and now we're auctioning off the stapler, the switch. And the actual, and the basically it turned into a collectible. So it's right now $250,000. I originally said 6 figures. I'm going to throw in my underwear. We've surpassed that, obviously. And now 7 figures. If we get the 7 figures, I'll personally deliver the underwear in Miami, and we'll take a trip to McDonald's together.
Your dirty underwear?
Do you believe the underwear is going to advance the price? And are you going to sign the underwear?
I will sign the underwear. Whether it will advance the price or not, I'm not sure. We'll see.
See, that's the part that I thought was kind of cringe. He's just like, he had to ask his lawyers, or he had a script or something. I don't know what it was. He just like,
it looked like he was just thinking about it. Like, okay, yeah, I'll sign it. It's just so.
You said a trip
whatever.
to. Is a trip to Miami, or they got to pick it up in Miami where you live?
I will fly them to Miami, and McDonald's is on me.
And McDonald's, how much stuff can they get at McDonald's?
Whatever they want.
Wow. I mean, I could order a lot at McDonald's. I don't know if I could get up to the price, though.
Generous.
Before we go farther, who do you think is bidding on this?
Plute.
I don't know.
Are you, though, fascinated
100%
by this sort of fascination with GameStop and with you? I mean, the fact that people would want your underwear? I don't do a lot of interviews where I ask about the underwear, Ryan.
It's a nice underwear.
Don't tell me the kind that has those little holders.
No. Okay, let's
only the winner's going to find out.
Only the winner's going to find out.
You can tell that these guys have no clue what they want to do with this interview.
It's so awkward.
Ryan, let's talk about where GameStop sits right now in terms of just where you are on the journey. And I mean, I remember talking to you a million years ago, obviously during the sort of GameStop frenzy. But where are you from then to now?
We're a much more profitable business, smaller business, less stores, very strong balance sheet. We are, we've gotten our costs under control, and we've changed the business from a reliance on hardware and software to a significant focus on trading cards and collectibles generally.
And how do you think about crypto in the middle of all that?
We made an investment of just over $500 million into Bitcoin, and I look at it as
over $500 million, which that has never been disclosed before. All we knew before was that they bought like 4,000, what is it, like 710 Bitcoin, I think it was. So now we know that they bought it at over $500 million.
Which kind of gives us an ability to do a price average and get a rough
Exactly.
idea.
And it was obviously like within 4 days of when they put out the 8K, just like, people said, such as like I said, right? Like some people said that. Meanwhile, other people were, being like, oh, they probably bought it at, 82 or whatever else. And I'm like, no,
not how that
probably
works.
Not. And then people like Jake being like, well, this isn't material information. It's like, dude, it's an 8K. It literally is material information. That's what
literally
an
the
8K
purpose
is for.
of an 8K. Yeah.
Right. So that's really the most important thing, I feel like, out of honestly out of both of them, but definitely out of that one.
Yeah.
The screen. What were your first thoughts when you heard about this whole thing?
we got limited inventory, and they're damaging our limited inventory.
You thought about it like a shopkeeper. You didn't think about the public relations part of it, huh? 5 or 10 years. That's what everybody wants to know.
I don't have a crystal ball, but if you look at where the company was from when I joined the board in January of 2021, and a few $100 million of debt, losing hundreds of millions of dollars, to where the company is today, $19 billion of cash on the balance sheet, and the retail business is running profitably, then I
assume that's the price average window on the Bitcoin, 104 to 106.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Be able to extrapolate and see where we will be in the future, but time will tell. It depends on macro conditions, but we'll see what happens. But we've come a long way in a really short period of time.
You've come a very long way in a short period of time, but I think now everyone's kind of thinking the catalyst, right? A month ago, I took my granddaughter to the American Dream Mall in New Jersey, and it was pretty much empty, except we came up on this one store. It's called Pop Mark. And I mean, it was just brimming with business. These kids were everywhere, and they're doing the collectibles, and they're doing all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, I thought about you. I thought about GameStop immediately. Now, how do you tap into something like that?
I mean, we've moved the business from a big reliance on hardware and software to collectibles, and so we're selling a ton of trading cards, both sports and TCG, and it's a much more durable business. It's not as cyclical as hardware, which, as you know, it's hit driven. The software business, hardware's every 6 to 7 years, and it's TBD in terms of the future of hardware. So we've got a much larger collectibles business today, and generally the business is much more efficient. It's going to be a smaller, less stores, but more profitable company, and most importantly, we're generating profits every single quarter now. So typically in the past, GameStop's only made money in Q3 and in Q4. And actually, when I joined the board and before I joined the board, GameStop was losing money every single year. I mean, it's hard to appreciate what piece of crap the business was when I joined the board and what was going on in the boardroom and management. But we're making progress.
Yeah, I actually used to use this as a cautionary tale on a company buying back stock and rewarding CEOs with big bonuses while the company was itself failing. So you're absolutely right about the crappy part of it. Let me ask you about these earnings, the last earnings release. It's really, to me, it was pretty evident when the number came out. Everyone was focused on Bitcoin, right? And everyone thought you would, because you had so much money, that you would have bought more Bitcoin. What's the Bitcoin part of the strategy here?
I look at it as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against global money printing. We've already made an investment, and we'll see. It depends on the price. So I don't want to lose money. That's the most important thing. And something could be a really intelligent investment at one price, and it could be totally idiotic at another price. So
which is probably why they haven't bought anymore.
I haven't called our shots, but we may buy more Bitcoin, or we may not buy more Bitcoin. We'll see what happens.
So it's part of the strategy. Then it's anti-inflation. It's a hedge against inflation. But if it's the right plan,
I look at it as in.
Oh, here we go.
The thing with the dividend is you got to pay tax, and so I look at it as in I own just over 8% of the company, and granted, we better not do something foolish. But if we don't do something foolish, then we're better off keeping the money in the company and looking for the right opportunity than going and paying a dividend and paying taxes.
Yeah, that's the big thing there. There's always, like, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can explain, Platinum, but I've never understood this whole meme stock flavor of the week about, we'll get the shorts by doing a dividend. When dividends, you take cash off the balance sheet, which lowers the valuation, and the price drops by the exact value of the dividend. And as Brian Cohen points out, if you have some sort of future plan of investment, which we haven't seen yet, then it's better to keep the cash on the balance sheet to realize that investment rather than pay a dividend. Most companies that pay a dividend, they have no future expansion prospects, or it's a small part of their portfolio of things to do. But if you're a growing company, paying a dividend is dumb.
Well, they're talking about a one-time special dividend, so not just a normal dividend. We're talking
just
about
wasting money on the balance sheet.
Dividend. Well, here's the thing: every single year since 2021, shareholders have tried to add that to their the proposals for every single year, and then every single year, GameStop has shot it down every year. And you can see that because they're all filed with the SEC. Like, GameStop's lawyers have to say why they're shooting it down, and then they have to file that with the SEC. So you can see all that. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, and like Dolphin said, it's supposed to lead to shorts closing their positions, but like every short bakes it in there. Yeah, and like we said, if it's a special one-time dividend, it's going to lower the price by that much because it's cash off the balance sheet.
It's Overstock, right? So Overstock did this, shorts sued them for it, blah blah blah, and now you have like every John Verta and all these others that are like, we're gonna do our special dividend, and shorts can't close.
Yeah,
but thank you, Ryan Cohen, for not giving in to this like stupid special dividend BS.
These convertible notes and the dilution that comes with them. Why does GameStop keep doing them, and how does this add to shareholder value?
Because they can.
Well, they only convert at a premium, and so we've done these convertible notes at a 30% plus premium, and essentially we're borrowing money at 0%. We're giving a conversion right at 30% plus. So if someone's willing to lend you money at 0%, then it'd be pretty foolish not to take that money, as long as we don't do something stupid with it.
Right.
Well, then there's the point that if Bitcoin doesn't keep its current value appreciation and it ends up going negative, then you still have to pay back that cash, the principal. So even if it's a 0% loan, that could be a liability depending on how things shake out. And
they still have most of the cash too. They have not even spent close.
Right.
50%.
Which. I'm not saying like it's some huge impairment on GameStop, but like he's kind of underselling the the downside. Right now it's working out because, Bitcoin just keeps going up, but here we are. Oh my goodness. Let me skip ahead to it because it's like right here, right? Yeah, there we go.
Probably was valid, considering, again, past management. Just about everyone's asking about three things when it comes to this. First of all, why GameStop? And do you see any form of illegal synthetic shares or whatever it might be, illegal shorting? And what are you doing to fight back against this?
Even from when I made my original investment, I was fascinated at how much hatred there was towards an investment in GameStop. It was one of those things where, you would tell someone invested in GameStop and they'd be like, what are you invested in GameStop for? And so there's always been a lot of people on the other side of the trade. And I have my own personal views on it. I think that it's un-American to bet against business, but it's a free market. If you want to be on the other side, no problem. And if things work out, then those shorts ultimately need a cover, and that could ultimately be a good thing. So I don't think it's all bad. I don't really have much respect for short sellers and someone who's ultimately not smart enough to find someone successful. They have to bet on someone's failure. But if things work out, then they got to cover. So let them short.
Yeah, and I also did.
Wow. So he had nothing to say about all the conspiracy theories about naked shorting. Didn't say that he saw any abusive shorting. Nothing like that. Just stuck to this, what I think about it, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah. Well, and Ryan Cohen does that. Adam Aron, all these companies that are not like the scummy shitco companies that need to steal money from investors to keep their business afloat. Well, I mean, Adam Aron still needs to, but legitimate.
Yeah, but he's not going with the conspiracy in order to get people to throw their money into it. You know what I mean? Like he's running a business, but that's what he's doing, right? So, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get the bondholders paid their interest, no matter what.
Because they're going to get paid no matter, they're going to get first dibs in bankruptcy anyway. So,
right. Well, for Adam Aron,
yeah, because again, for all you AMC people out there, go read what zone of insolvency is, and you can interpret every single move that AMC is going to make just based on that.
But yeah, I appreciate that. Who cares? Let them short it. A short is a guaranteed buyer always. So go ahead. And plus, if they can short it down, right? If it's
what does that
worth
matter
it,
for the
people
business?
buy it. That's the thing. You can only short it down so much before buyers step in. You can't. You're not going to short GameStop down to $1. It's just not going to happen.
And the only reason that shorting it down to oblivion matters for these shitcos is because that's how they make their money, taking money from investors. GameStop right now, I have qualms about its operational profitability, but as far as earnings, it has actual earnings. So
right, and they have a real business. It's not, a zero revenue.
Their business is not selling shares to investors.
Yeah. Although they have been very successful at that.
That is true.
But they do have a real business also.
Yeah. That being said, there were people who took their time out of their day to try and take advantage of the Ryan Cohen interviews to try and get credence to their own fucking scam. Of course, we had our favorite buddy over the CEO of QNTM.
Yeah,
hey, Ryan joins hands with us, please, and fight against the naked shorts, even though he just got done dodging that question in the literal interview.
Fuck right off. He never said he was fighting against naked shorting and market manipulation. He said, he's going to do what he's going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. And then
he may disagree with it, but he whatever.
It's un-American.
Run a business, not being concerned with naked shorting or regular shorting or any of that.
Yeah, exactly. Why be concerned about it?
You have no effect over it. None. Then, of course, we also got, I know we talked about Mr. Malone earlier, but he also jumped in to be as one of the largest RIA holders of GameStop, citation needed. He wants to have an interview with Ryan Cohen. Okay, yeah, cool. Sure.
No, he wants to have an interview with Charles.
Oh, he wants to have an interview with Charles. Oh, to cover for the stuff that Ryan Cohen didn't say that he wanted Ryan Cohen to say.
There was a lot that Ryan can't speak on, but
I'm sure. Yeah, sure. a lot that Ryan Cohen didn't say because it was meaningless to the business that you wanted him to say to confirm your conspiracy theories.
But yeah, just like Amy says, but Quantum CEO and Roger Hamilton have no problem talking about that. Why is that?
Because they're not running legitimate businesses, and Ryan Cohen is.
Yeah.
Then of course we got.
Oh my god, this is so cringe. Why? How the fuck?
This is funny because
so
it's like
all the time.
I'm more enthusiastic about Bitcoin than Ryan Cohen. It's like, what a loser CEO making a joke like he normally does, and then Jake comes in to try and make this about him. You did a good job today, buddy. Suggestion: if you're going to do more of these or confer in general, and want to, gosh, can you put like a comma or a period in there, fucking somewhere? Not to telegraph your strategy, consider a body language coach. Your nonverbals are screaming. What was his nonverbal? He was embarrassed that other than he was nervous about doing an interview. He looked like a guy who is kind of socially awkward and just doesn't normally do public speaking stuff.
I mean, he was non-verbally saying that he's involved in the Bed Bath & Beyond bankruptcy.
Yeah, sure, okay, yeah, okay. Now I'm with you now, Platinum. You've got me convinced. I'm on your wavelength now.
He was screaming.
He was screaming inside. Oh my goodness.
But Jake is a expert on human behavior and blah blah blah. Like he's saying that crap again, which is funny because I have always kind of thought like if that's actually true, maybe this whole thing is like a giant social experiment for him, and he's like writing a paper on. Like,
I know, right?
Like how much he can actually get people to believe. You know what I mean?
Right. Funny enough, that also wasn't the end of it. I thought it was. We also have. Didn't we just have a discussion that they're not going to do a dividend? Why are we talking about a dividend again?
Yeah, because they don't understand.
Convicted felon that's proposing.
I know. Can he even have a brokerage account? Because honestly, I doubt it.
Yes.
Like after reading the charges. Oh, he can?
I mean, as far as I know, I don't know UK law that well, but I don't see why he couldn't have a brokerage.
Well, part of the thing was that he was opening up brokerages to launder money.
Well, he might be able to have a supervised one, and most brokerage firms would probably tell him, no, we don't want you as a client. But as far as it being illegal, I don't know. That's a good question.
Anyways.
You know who we haven't had on the show in a long time?
No boy.
This one is a long-ass screed, so we'll see how far we get before I just check out of this. Retail investors save GameStop. We made it possible for Ryan Cohen to dilute enough shares to pay off debt and build a war chest. In the 4.5 years since we saved the company, our stock has been flat. No dividends. We defeated Italy, Japan, and Nazi Germany faster than this. 39, 40, 41... 42, 43, 44, 45. Might want to check your math. I know he's only talking about American involvement, but the war started in 39, dipshit. There are folks who have died.
Oh my god. Is this MMTLP or what's happening?
There are folks who've died waiting.
I died waiting for this tweet to end.
I died waiting for Houston Wade to tell the truth for once.
Oh, it's never happening.
For folks putting off urgent medical needs.
What are people waiting for? A dividend?
I don't know what he's going on.
Twiddling our thumbs waiting for the billionaire to finally pull the trigger on what? Bed Bath & Beyond? Like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
I'm trying to figure out where this is leading. He's already a billionaire. He's got the time in the world. He can borrow at 2% against the vast wealth to avoid taxes. What's his, I assume that's supposed to be his rush, right? I guess we substitute I's with U's now. He can campaign to elect a man who would vaporize the bottom line of GameStop. Oh, we got there.
Oh boy.
He's a Jewish immigrant, so he can just do Jew things and be fine.
And Canadian Jewish things.
Oh my God. Wow. We're just checking all the bigot boxes, aren't we?
Pull the trigger.
Someone
dude.
who claims to be an anti-Trump Democrat, he really has got a lot of repressed angst, we'll call it. Hold the trigger, dude. On what? You have yet to explain on what?
It's like a Bed Bath & Beyond thing that they always say. He's got to press the button or pull the trigger. Like, whatever the fuck that means is just in their heads.
The stock should have... Oh, okay. Finally, we get to it. This stock should have had phone book numbers as a price by... Oh, yes. 10x is... Yeah. Okay, so he's just mad that...
Digital dividend. Oh, my God.
Literal nonsense hasn't happened yet. Phone book price.
I mean, if you want dividends, VTI, he gets you dividends.
So we're talking about GameStop. So you know who has to show up, right?
Who's that?
Who haven't?
Oh God, Marantz.
But
if there's audio out there of you saying, I'm a professional, I get paid to talk about the stock.
I would love to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Go
want
get your
to
AI clips now. Okay, bro, you're
AI. Oh, now you're going to think it's AI.
That's the only way you're going to get it. That's the only way you're ever going to have something.
You never said.
Never.
I'm a professional. I get paid to talk
Marantz,
about
I'm not
stuff.
even worried about it. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind. And you know why? Because there's over
That
2,000
would
clips.
happen. It would happen if that audio is produced.
Then that means I'm going to get paid for all the views.
Last note, I'm a professional. I know a lot about this.
No,
and
I'm
you
a
don't.
professional.
No, do you know what that means, a professional? I get paid to talk
about the stock.
About the fucking stock.
Anyway, so were you aware of the
Did you see
drama?
what Tony wrote? Houston has estimated GameStop's dividend.
Well,
to be
this is the
40 to
dipshit that
60 per
estimated
share.
the MMTLP dividend at what, like 20 to 40 bucks? So
Is he Bird Lady?
he's GameStop's bird lady.
Well, he was also in MMTLP. I mean, obviously, his brother was on the board of
bird
MMAT.
lady, I don't want to see the porn. Please do not send it.
Oh God. Houston in the barnyard.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so are you aware of the drama train that was this week in Marantz? Tony is here. So. Maybe we could ask Tony on to talk about it. I know that's not his normal thing. Because it was.
Oh, okay. It's an MMTLP joke.
Okay. But so Tony, too soon, no. Never too soon with MMTLP. So Tony did a discounted cash flow model video on GameStop. Priced it. Tony will probably correct me. I want to say it was around $15, about that range, on the discounted cash flow model. Marantz could not help himself, had to respond to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Then he did a sum of all parts video. I'm not sure about that valuation method. I hear it's kind of popular. And then he did another video about that. And then me, Tony, and Mike were on a live stream last Friday, not this Friday, but the last Friday, and had a video about how I can't even vaguely remember, because like we only talked about for like maybe 10, 15 minutes GameStop, and he flipped his shit. Or maybe that was the first thing in the chain. Literally, as soon as the live stream is done, you know how he did the first time we talked about him? Literally at the end of the live stream, had a 40-minute screed out about how Tony was all wrong and everything. So after that drops, he then has another screed about Tony in his freaking Discord.
Oh boy.
1 second. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, I did get it in the right order because...
Oh, he deleted his rambling video from his Discord.
Yes. Well, hey, you're skipping ahead in the plot there, Manuel. You're skipping ahead in the plot, Manuel, but yeah.
I'll never listen to Tony Denaro again.
Yeah, he says that, and then immediately does 2 videos on Tony's other 2 videos, and then we'll get to some clips from the live stream that he did.
This guy is all of a sudden a fucking fanboy of GameStop, and Ryan Cohen not talking shit anymore. Now he's all bandwagon, and then he has the audacity to make a reaction video, and he leaves out the most important part, the private equity angle, and what Ryan was talking about is how everyone's attacked this stock. And this fucking punk goes, oh, it's a good place to stop. We don't need to review the rest of the video.
Oh, yeah, I forgot this was in response to the Ryan Cohen interview stuff. There we go.
The fuck? That was the most important part where he says the whole situation's fucked up. You have these guys out here manipulating the outcomes using, this guys are being private equity and getting 2 and 20. And are you fucking kidding me? This fucking punk, dude. I'll never review his shit again. I'm never going to interact with this guy again. Guys, I'm on a mission from Mars, bros. I'm telling you right now, I'm so dialed into this fucking investment. I'm going to be buying shares the rest of my fucking life. These kids are going to wish. They're going to wish that we were day traders or swing traders. I'm going to make them fucking bleed. And Tony Denaro, now all of a sudden he's a real fucking investor. He's a real bullish guy. He's going to hang on to. He just said in his fucking video last night, when he gets to this demand zone, I'm going to sell at 30. Then fucking sell at 30, kid. And then, Ryan, he's going to be here for a very long time. This is very speculative. We're going to, dude, GameStop. Just the actual legacy business, that little ragtag legacy business that's making $500 million a year. They don't want to give it value. Even Tony Denaro, they're just going to be minimal right here. Shut the fuck up. $1 billion of profit a year. You're going to start giving it value, kid. And then the big shit's going to happen. Then GameStop's going to deploy capital when the market crashes. You heard him. We'll wait till this shit corrects. We'll buy it all at the bottom. You guys wait, man. I'm so jacked. I'm so pumped. These fucking guys making reaction videos to shit. They're over here, fake GameStop fans. I can't with this motherfucker. This guy don't even have 1 membership to GameStop. He doesn't believe in anything. He calls himself a swing trade, day trade, and all of a sudden, hey, Ryan's talking to us. Ryan's not talking to you. Only these nuts. All right, I'm done. Peace.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah. So I posted that to YouTube, and boy, did Marantz lose his fucking shit. His next live stream, he made it entirely about Tony and me, as you do.
Wow.
Did
he have anything to say about the numbers being wrong, or because I feel like I did listen to something
that's the first
and
thing,
he agreed with the numbers, and then was like, but then if you don't consider it as debt, then it's blah 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 number, but no, you shouldn't do that. It's net cash.
So he got on his live stream horse and started going.
Everything GameStop does is bullish. I just muted somebody, right? You're so wrong about cards, weren't you? And some of us were so bullish because we believe in the person and the people and everything you do. Everything GameStop does is bullish. I just muted somebody right now in the chat. Muted him flat out 5 minutes. He's going to sit there in the dark and think about it. His name is a tear down. And guess what he wrote? He says,
imagine putting one of your viewers on blast because he made you feel butthurt.
I'm a XXX GME holder. Also, unsure about how they will do it, but they are looking like a great underdog. No, not unsure. No. Either you're in or you're not. Either you're convinced or you're not. Either you support it or you don't.
Oh my God. Calm down with the cult like.
Can you imagine this? Like anyone else treating any other investment like this, you're either in or you're out 100%, or you need to get out and shut up.
I mean, what did they even say that was wrong?
He just said that he was bullish about the stock. He holds it currently. He's just not sure how or when they're going to get to that point where it's going to shoot off, which is a totally reasonable
what's wrong with that?
Question to have. But apparently that set Marantz off.
Yikes.
You have the least bit of doubt. Get out. It's that simple for me. You don't know. Do you know why you don't know this, Tony? Mister, you were in the military. If you don't have a full belief in what you're there for, then don't be there. That's how people die. And in this case, when people have doubt, they sell. When people are trying to collect profits and buy at the top, sell at the bottom, that might be what you guys are doing. You guys are buying high and selling low because you're fearful of the investment. How about we just buy? I don't understand. We're here to make money. No, you're here to make money. I'm not here to make money.
I'm glad you made that admission. He's not here to make money. Well, he's doing a great job at that. Yeah, same. That's how you do investing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if not daily, maybe at least quarterly, right?
Yeah, when they have new
earnings
financials
reports
that come
come out, like that's probably a good idea to sort of take a look and see how things are going. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like whatever. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip ahead to the other half of this because it's
Cover the private equity angle. Private equity is everything. Private equity is the only thing. It's the thing that moves this market. There's a reason why you, and I would say like your underwear, but no, Lord knows you're probably not wearing them, bro. But I'm just telling you, you're, or maybe you didn't see that part about Leon Black and Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe you missed it. Hey, did you read it again in June? June 2nd, the day AMC was sky high and released upon you, an Apollo company lost its CEO and he resigned.
Please move. Come see the all-new Rick Case Honda Power Sport.
You know, I might even show this video because I like to see Noisy Corrects without the Dick Tracy uniform. Here we go. Right
This
here,
is
Noisy,
fun. Wait for
Tony,
this.
and Mediocre Trader. Don't we know?
That's how to make your next 100 million. Just sell covered calls on 9 million shares.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people who are selling naked those, because like you said, the IVs are really hot about these way out of the money calls. So people are just selling naked calls out there, knowing the price will never reach that unless you have another one of those big, huge spike ups like we had the past 2 times when Roaring Kitty did something. So
You actually know people that are selling naked calls
on GameStop, way out there, like.
I mean, are we going to call this guy out for market manipulation when we call the SEC? I mean, what are we going to do, Noisy? You know criminals selling naked?
Criminals. You know people who are approved for level 4 options.
Oh, I'm glad you were right there. Dude has been like in the market at least for 4 years and doesn't know the difference between naked calls and naked shorting and how one's legal and one isn't.
I mean, one, is legal and one isn't. Like, I'm not approved for naked calls. And even if I was,
That's
I
an
still
insane
wouldn't.
collateral requirement.
Right.
But like the fact that
It's
he's
definitely not
this
illegal.
fucking ditzy stupid that he doesn't know that naked calls are a thing. You can do them perfectly legal so long as you're approved by your broker to do them. I know, right?
Naked calls? Oh my God! What a shocker, bro! And you look like the type of guy that I want to believe. By the way, let me see if I have another timestamp on this one. Let's see. I had that one going. I love that one. I didn't really care for the hour and 5. Do I care for the hour and 5? I don't know what it said in an hour and 5. A GameStop story, and you're like, I think we should talk about how bullish Ryan. Ryan hasn't talked to the media ever. Mass media interviews for Ryan Cohen are like slim and none. And then when he does do one, the best moment of your lifetime. He said, this whole thing's fucked up. Huh? Yeah, it's private equity. Yeah, just getting their 2 and 20, getting their.
Where did he say that anywhere in his interview? I don't recall that. Do you?
No. Is this after he said that he wasn't going to watch Tony ever again?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, just make that clear. Yes, this is after he said, I'm never watching Tony again. Never watching Tony again. And also, like Manuel said, afterwards, he went and whoops, it disappeared. Whoopsies. Funny that. We did get something interesting moving on past GameStop. We did get something interesting in the SEC versus Berta.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yes. We got 2 discovery requests.
Yeah, very interesting. One for GTS and one for Anson funds.
Yeah.
Which, very interesting what he is requesting.
Which is all stuff that has to do with, that has to literally do, like we even got the MMTLP stuff. I thought we weren't going to be having any of the MMTLP stuff. You didn't want any of the SEC's MMTLP discovery to come in. But now suddenly with these discovery requests for Anson funds and GTS, suddenly it's like, oh, well, we need to have all of the MMTLP stuff.
We need to have stuff that doesn't even exist.
Oh, speaking
Yeah,
of
it is
stuff that
very
doesn't even
interesting.
exist, where was it at the bottom of this? I need to get my shill score
Right
up
there.
because I'm not even like ramen soups and salmon. First of all, it gets their tag, their username wrong for both of them.
And then where's Jeff Davies' Twitter username? How are they going to even know who Jeff Davies is if they don't put his Twitter username there? So stupid.
It's just so blatantly transparent that, like, with how much shit talking that George has done, he thinks he's going to slip this. But John Berta is flailing around like the chicken that's about to get had.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Georgie will be especially fine when it comes to the MMTLP investigation, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he had nothing to do with that, really.
As far as we know, I don't think he had anything to do with it. So like he'll definitely be good there, and we'll see what goes on with this one. But yeah, if I was Berta, I would be. I don't even know how he sleeps at night, but whatever.
Yeah. We also get more Rob Carter action. He's finally played the connect the dots game of tying the MMTLP stuff to his QAnon fantasy land, so we can.
Oh boy.
So now he's trying to find a way to turn the MMTLP base into his regular viewer base.
Oh yeah, they had Patrick Byrne on, I think.
Yes, I haven't gotten the chance to watch that yet.
So I listened to some of it. It was only like 3 minutes that they were actually talking about the market, or maybe like I'm not even sure if it was
because he's
than that.
One of these like borderline QAnon.
Hold on, because then after they were talking about the market, they went to commercial for like 5 minutes, and they come back and they're like, "Now let's talk about how the election was rigged." I'm like, "Oh, fucking goodbye."
I'm sorry, I'm done here.
Yeah, it's enough for me. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great question. Maybe we can make a public records request. But yeah, like, so now he's figured out his game. If he can turn these MMTLP peeps into QAnon viewers, then he'll be good to go.
Well, his whole thing, like on his website, he says that he was kicked off of every social media.
I've yet to see any evidence of that. Yet to see.
I mean, if he was kicked off, you're not going to see evidence of him being there anymore.
Well, it depends. If he has an account that's suspended, you'd at least have like on some social media. And obviously, he hasn't been kicked off every one. He's on X.
No, he is back on X probably because Elon probably let him back on, right? Like Elon let everyone back on. I wouldn't even doubt it if he was kicked off. Like some of the stuff, I wouldn't doubt it.
Also, we had apparently Trader Zero got the debate me bro request. And he, says everything that we've already said before. Like this stuff isn't new stuff. And Rob is just retreading the same fucking talking points.
Yeah, he doesn't really
not
even
adding
care.
anything new.
No, he doesn't care about the facts. He just cares about the audience. Like he wants to have people, and it's an interesting story and blah, blah, blah. So sure, like he'll get people. And then plus he's, doing that angle of like, oh, the shills. Because that just makes it way more interesting. Like, oh, there's people against us. Like, or maybe not. Or maybe there's just people that disagree. But that's like not interesting.
Cells that realize what's going on here.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we got the real development that I'm interested in. Yeah, his story keeps changing whenever Marantz.
Oh, did he say that? He was allowed to say that? He should mute himself.
You're either all in or you're all out.
Yeah. He used the word sell
it's
and
hard
in
to
the same
keep up.
sentence.
It's hard to keep up with Marantz because his narrative changes whenever he needs it to. What's interesting in the not MMTLP, but the that's coming. The MMAT bankruptcy metamaterials is that we do have a hearing scheduled for Scott Trout on September 4th. That'll be interesting because it's going to be over Zoom, which means that anyone can come drop in.
Oh, sweet. Oh wait, he's representing himself in this one.
Yep.
I think he's requesting. Oh yeah, he's like requesting everything that like the trustee get removed, that fucking like West Christian get removed, like all kinds of things.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to go anywhere, but it'll be interesting. 10 a.m.
Oh, it'll definitely
I'll
be
be at work, so I'll need someone to.
I will be working from home, so I will watch.
All right, make sure to watch that for me.
I will take notes.
Yeah, keep good notes on that. And I had never seen this before. How old is this post?
Oh, this was right after they declared bankruptcy.
Okay, because I just now recently saw that, and I was like,
that was the person I think who had originally like sold them NanoWeb, I think, or something. So most of MMAT technology business units are useless, which was obvious to me since roll of them in 2016. NanoWeb Tech was an exception, but delusional CEO and corrupt board never allocated right resources to this BU, even after IPOs with ridiculously high company valuation. Looking forward to that assets auction soon. Well, Panasonic ended up buying.
So that'll be interesting.
No, the auction's already happened.
No, I mean, if they do something with it.
Right. I know, right? Give me that microwave, Panasonic.
Yeah. We also got the MMTLP crowd finally finding out that maybe the stuff that they're posting to social media might be problematic. First, we had Due Diligence saying, gee, I wonder what's going to happen to every post to Paul Atkins puts out. Please don't be unhinged. Well, too late, because you're also one of those unhinged motherfuckers. I know it's frustrating, but there's good pressure and there's bad pressure. Oh, was that when you wished was an example of good pressure when you wished that, you know, ramen soup got cancer? Or was that one of the good pressure ones, or was that bad pressure? I don't know.
Well, that wasn't unhinged, okay? That was civil, and he was sticking to the facts, obviously.
Then we also got this one here.
I mean, why do they even think that, like, he is controlling this Twitter account on his own? Like, he obviously has a social media person that is just tweeting for him. Like, they're never going to read any replies
Any
ever.
of this whatsoever.
If you want to actually, like, get in touch with them, I mean, do it in the right channels. Twitter's not the way.
Yeah. Well, and we've had these government agencies before saying, if you have a legitimate concern or something to report, don't tag us.
Right.
Like, nothing's going to happen. Actually file a complaint.
File a whistleblower complaint, or even go to the website and you'll see that it will show you ways that you can contact people there, right? You can even contact the SEC chair if you want to. You could potentially even have a meeting with him. Like, maybe, I don't know about this one, but potentially.
Yeah. I think they've already burned those bridges with MMTLP crowd.
Yeah,
then we have Guess Who here's like, dear MMTLP Army, implementation of new Flight Club rules immediately. Complete sentences. Oh, we're really setting the bar pretty high now, aren't we? Do not use all caps. Wow. Basic internet etiquette since the dawn of time. Punctuation. Basic English since the dawn of time. Pro tip, when using talk to text, proofread before posting. You won't believe how easily fuck becomes duck.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have your fuck in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to change to duck.
I love how we have all this, and it's like, yeah, but you got people like this in your group, so maybe there's a bigger problem. I don't know. That's
While not being an unhinged lunatic. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't, you know what we haven't talked about in a while, though? I know there's nothing really meaningful to talk about till their next dilution train happens, their next reverse split. You know? But I do like this one that was done by Kendall, the dilution chart, where we have like the exponential level of dilution that's going on in this company.
It's absolutely insane. It's like just baffling. Like, how? This isn't just, I mean, is there anything else like it?
No, not that
There
I can
can't
think
be.
of.
It's
Like,
just,
this is a ridiculous amount of share dilution, and I don't know what to say other than it's like a work of art. It's that bad.
it's so bad. And I think everybody knows it by this point, right? Like, you would think
You
everyone's
would think
aware
most
of
people
how
would
much
know it.
what's going on here, but
Yeah, well, it's not the only EV company that's been having problems of recently. Faraday Futures has apparently received a potential SEC enforcement action after a 3-year probe, and has received Wells notices from the SEC. We know this song and dance from MMTLP about Wells notices. Who keeps buying these shares? That's a great question.
Yeah,
I'm still
that's
trying
what
to
I'm
figure that
saying.
out, because they've gone through 3 cycles of grifters now. They originally had, what's his name? Man, I can't even keep track of them now anymore. And then they had, they've had 3 different sets of grifters that I'm blanking on. I'll have to call up Fud Daddy to remember them all. Now they're down. I don't even know who's leading that group now. Like, almost even the people that were bullish, even the people still holding Mullen, are pretty much just like, this is a fucking scam. I'm pretty sure the only person that's bullish on Mullen is Scam Investor. So, like,
oh yeah, that's the only one. Yeah, you're right.
that's the
Oh
only
wait,
one.
and then Travis, BBB.
Oh yeah,
Bed Bath Travis.
So, like I said, we're on like 3rd or 4th generation grifters and Mullen now, bringing in a new set of baggies to get bagged by this shitco company.
Well, the thing about it is they've done so many reverse splits that even people who were bullish got reverse splitted out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
and moved on. So it completely purges all the people who can say previously that this company's shit. They've left and forgotten about the investment, so they can bring in a new crop of idiots to get fleeced.
Right. Like the ones who are like, let's buy, it was Travis, we're going to buy 1 share. Everyone buy 1 share and DRS it. Like, oh, how'd that go?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me share this with you.
Oh boy. What do we got going here?
So.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
If someone had bought all 5 billion authorized shares of Mullen on May 3rd, 2023 for $300 million, they would now have just 1 share worth about 9 cents. Like, holy shit. That is insane.
That is absurd. That's like,
oh my God, what is this crap? See, I lost all of my share. Like, even people who want to be
bagged even further can't.
They just don't have any left.
Nothing.
It's sad.
It's all gone. They're gone. And it's gone.
And it's gone.
But Faraday Futures wrote in the filing that the SEC is focused on purported false and misleading statements related to a company's 2021 merger with a special purpose acquisition company. The SEC may seek an injunction or a cease and desist order against future violations of provisions of the federal securities law, the imposition of civil monetary penalties. The company said in the filing that the exchange with the commission staff about why enforcement action is not warranted. So they're going to, I smell a settlement coming, if you ask me. Immense pressure outside entity and major shareholders group called FF Global, which had a connection to, had a connection to one of the C-suite members. Attempt to gain more power over the board. So we have a GTII situation. or I guess a QNTM situation too. What is it with these shitcos and like bringing in these private equity entities that are ran by the person who's trying to take over the company from the other executives, and then they have a civil war. Maybe, hopefully, this means that the SEC is going to go after more of these companies that pull this horse shit. But
maybe,
man, offer to pay up to $700,000 if you would step down. Board members started receiving death threats.
Yikes.
Okay. Wow. Apparently, I've not been paying enough attention to Faraday Future, and there's a lot of wow. What? It's electric vehicle in the hands of the first customers, although multiple whistleblowers have claimed that those sales were fake and misleading. Well, let's look at that. Oh, TechCrunch has another article on this. I think I'm going to have to put this feather in my cap and we revisit this later because there's a lot of yikes here.
Damn, do I have to like call some dealerships and see if they even have the cars or something?
Like we did with Mullen? Are you going to go call the place where the like,
where there's
like
allegedly
the charger
chargers
was and find out it wasn't there?
Yeah, let's see if Faraday is photoshopping shit on their Instagram.
Alrighty, we're in the downward slope as we meme stock stuff as we race towards the meaningful real world stuff again to talk about.
Oh Lord,
lightning round. SBET again, another offering to build out their Ethereum.
Yeah, $5 billion. Like, are you serious?
Yeah,
how much? What's their market cap right now? I think it might say it in the comments. Scroll down. Scroll down more. Keep going. Do.
I bet if I pull up Webull, I can look up their market cap. It's SBET, right?
Uh-huh.
Market cap is 1.8 billion. So they're going for almost 3x their market cap.
Yeah, this is all common stock.
So they're super going the
MicroStrategy.
Yeah, the MicroStrategy route with Michael Saylor. We're just going to dilute the shit out of our shareholders to buy more Ethereum. That's not going to have any ramifications on the valuation of our company whatsoever. What I really like is this one from Jim Chanos, where there is a Japanese nail salon operator issuing shares to get a Bitcoin treasury.
Perfect. Is it NASDAQ
Are we at the
listed
top
or?
of the market yet? Are we top ticking now? When's the bubble pop? Please.
Oh, not yet.
Nail salon operator in Japan starting a Bitcoin treasury. We're not at the top of the market. Are we going to have to wait till the nail salon operator has 3 mortgages to pay for their?
Exactly.
I have 5 condos. I don't think we're gonna have time to get to it, but we do. Maybe we'll wait and get running with bears, and we'll talk about the finger motion recent. Is it a 10Q? But we got new financials. Yeah, 10Q, new financial statements from them. The one I really wanted to get to, Marcus Lamona say they're talking about uplisting tZero onto the NASDAQ.
Hey, that was today.
Yeah, it was. I posted that in the Discord, and I was like, Marcus, you can't be doing this to me on the day of the show. How am I supposed to get the news out for you?
Yeah,
you gotta give me a heads up.
We'll see about that. Have you ever tried to use tZero?
Nope. Do you know what it's like? I've never used tZero.
I have created an account. I mean, I was considering buying some of like the
stock,
when they
do that when you can just
no,
buy
not
it
even stock. Like when they were, I just wanted to see what it was going to be about, like the whole tokenized like baby thing that they were going to do. But then I ended up not doing it because it was just like
silly,
too annoying. But they don't have a lot of options on there to buy. Like they have, I think maybe like 5 different tokens that you can buy on there. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. Well, I guess if they're not public, are they public now or no? Not public
They
now?
sort of are. Their stock is on the OTC.
Oh, okay. So they
But
publicly
most of
file
it
their
is owned by
financials?
Overstock.
Right. So yeah, I would have to look into it a little bit more to see what their financials
Yeah,
are like.
go talk to Baggy Pizza Boy Spencer. He can tell you all about tZero.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
He's an AMC baggy. He's the one that me and Amy are talking about, the one that bought the leveraged bullish version of TLT. I can't remember what it's called, and then got bagged by that.
Oof.
When they did their reverse split. He also at the same time was short what was it? B. Riley at the bottom, and then it ripped up in his face and he got margin called.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why he's back to being a pizza boy. So back to, I know earlier we were talking about the inflation again as a monetarist. Inflation, the only type of inflation is caused by monetary things, but increase in prices definitely due to tariffs, and it was a month over month of 0.3%, but very noticeable. It's only going to get worse from here, boys, as inventory gets liquidated out. Because you already have Walmart saying that tariffs are already making them struggle. The first that's going to struggle is like the grocery store and retail outlets, like your Walmarts, your Krogers, and stuff like that. And then
small businesses
Yeah.
are struggling. Like they're already struggling.
And then it's going to be your places like Best Buy, GameStop, and stuff like that. And then after that, once people's inventory of these like products can be on the shelf longer, then yeah, like we talked at the beginning of the show, the water cooling company that had like they said they bought up a year inventory in advance. Like once that runs out, if this still hasn't been resolved, you get to immediately enjoy all those tariffs all at once, all this tomfuckery that's been going around all at once. Not great. But of course, you know, because of Trump's tariff policy, Jerome Powell must resign. Those things have nothing to do with one another. And if it did have anything to do with one another, it would be that, you know, maybe Donald Trump should resign and stop doing his stupid tariff bullshit. And then that would fix the other thing, you know, just saying. Also, tariffs have an effect on GDP. Which is probably why you got people like Tucker Carlson now saying that we should just stop using GDP because it makes the president look bad.
Oh my God. Yeah. If you don't track it, then
you can't count it against him if you don't track it. But then you had JD Vance trying to say that because PPI didn't go up, then clearly tariffs don't actually affect inflation. When, you know, PPI excludes imports, so you wouldn't see inflation in PPI. Whoops.
Oh my God.
So, you know, brilliant minds at work in this whole situation. Did you hear about CBS canceling not just the like Colbert Show and getting a new late night host, but like the Late Show period?
But altogether, yeah.
Altogether, getting rid of it.
By next year. Mm-hmm.
By next year. Which is, while there's no
scary
proof of it, and CBS is saying that it's budget reasons, you had this, then you had the settlement with Trump, and they're still trying to get this deal done for this merger that they want to do. It just, regardless of if it has anything to do with it or not, it's the appearance of continued corruption that's the problem.
Yeah, it's bad.
Especially when, you know, the Late Show is the highest rated of the late shows. Now, given our generation usually doesn't watch late shows anymore, like that's our parents' generation, but still, it's one of those things that just given the time period and the way things look, it looks hella shady.
Mm-hmm. And it's just bad. I mean, yikes. It's just not good.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech. Like, what the fuck?
We also have, speaking of government corruption and all things related to that, in spite of the feud between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, the government will now be using Grok for its. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This is the song. This is the song of corruption that never ends. I don't know. Well, what do you say?
Yeah, and then this was like right after Grok went all like Hitler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So great.
On accident, trust us, bro. On accident.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Which is also funny because we were playing the same shell game as Solar City. We're now
Shell game.
SpaceX is invested in XAI to keep it afloat. Which is funny because SpaceX is also not profitable. So it's just a circle jerk of money going around between unprofitable Musk entities. It's great. It's amazing. Which, like, you even, like, tag in with the fact that now that these credits for the electric vehicles are going away for Tesla, like, where does that leave Tesla? Like, this whole thing is like spinning the fucking drain and going down. We also had a report from Futurism about how companies may have overlooked severe obstacles to actually making money.
Like what?
That HSBC is warning that the money may not be there for 5 to 8 years on robotaxis or any sort of full self-driving or self-driving car taxi service or anything like that. Whoopsies. So
parking, charging, cleaning fees, human remote operators. Okay.
Yeah, because Tesla still has to have a minder in the car to make sure it doesn't kill the passengers.
What can't they just park someplace free?
It depends what city you're in.
Well, I guess they do have to like park to store them somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. Exaggeration station. Yeah. That he's been saying it's around the corner since 2014.
Right.
So like this is the grift that never ends. This has always been the grift that Musk has been able to get away with. Like, how many more times is he going to be able to say it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow before people stop fucking believing him?
Well, so it's 11 years so far. So I guess we'll just have to keep a tally.
I just have to keep it going. It's like carving marks in the prison cell until you get released from prison.
Exactly.
Did you hear about the most recent allegations against Andrew Tate?
No. I guess they're gross.
We got the article over here, but I figured.
Oh wow! Strangled her unconscious. Great.
Yeah,
of course he did. He's so ugly. I'm sorry, I don't usually talk about people's looks, but like, this dude is just ugly in every way, like inside and out.
The complete ugly package.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah. So Miss Southern, account from 2018 encounter made in a self-published memoir adds the allegation that Mr. Tate, the online influencer, she's lying. Well, did Mr. Tate's lawyer say that into a mirror? Because I'd find that more believable.
Right.
February 2018, Lawrence Southern, a right-wing Canadian political influencer, met Andrew Tate on a trip to Bucharest. Southern, then 22, gained prominence. On that 2018 trip, Mr. Tate choked and assaulted Miss Southern in a hotel room while she was intoxicated, according to a self-published memoir released Tuesday. Southern declined comment further on the allegations, but she provided the New York Times with a copy of the 2018 report from a Toronto hospital where she said she had sought treatment. A nurse who examined Miss Southern notes in the form dated February 28, 2018, that Miss Southern had reported being choked and assaulted by a 30-year-old man in Romania on February 22nd. The hospital said this week that it was unable to authenticate the report because of patient privacy. Makes sense. The man was not named in the report. 2 people who were on the trip with Miss Southern confirmed in interviews that she had told them the morning after that she was with Mr. Tate in the hotel room. Mr. McBride said Miss Southern's claims were part of a playbook to weaponize previous consensual encounters for financial. So they admit that they were in the room together for sex. Glad we got that out of the way. It's not that they were not denying that this potentially happened. It's just that we're denying that it definitely. Okay, sure. Cool story, bro. There was a counter. It was 100% consensual. Sure. And yep, the account adds to the series of allegations, the ones in Romania, the ones in the UK, the ones in Florida from when he flew in there, and the ones that were declined to be further investigated in California. It's like wherever he goes, he tries to rape someone. It's like he just can't stop. Allegedly. Yeah, his response is all you'd expect from Andrew Tate. Chooses the chapter about me to be released for free and so she can get attention. And yeah, okay, so he's just saying that he's doing it to get her book. And then, oh yeah, that's a great scare quotes quote at the bottom. Totally on brand for Andrew Tate. Not the only thing. Tommy Robinson, a guy who was held in prison for contempt of court, came to Andrew Tate's defense. So scumbags helping scumbags be scumbags. Amazing. That is what happened there. He got caught lying and was found guilty of defamation about a young child supposedly being part of a sex ring and, rape being involved. And yeah, he was found guilty on the defamation and then continued to keep the defamatory material up. So he was held in criminal contempt of court and was kept in prison until he purged himself of the contempt and then was released when he finally did that. That's the Tommy Robinson story he tries to pretend didn't happen and continues to lie about. So just to make that clear on that count. So that pretty much covers everything here. Just checking all the almost forgot. We have an update in the Coffeezilla versus Logan Paul versus Coffeezilla lawsuit. Last week, I believe we talked about the motion to compel from Logan Paul's lawyers again against Don Holland as he continues to try and use the Coffeezilla case to get discovery for his other lawsuit and, walk around the protections for attorney-client privilege and work product, which is exactly what Don Holland gets in his opposition to the motion to compel. Argument. Paul's subpoena demands the production of documents and information from Mr. Holland that is unduly burdensome and outside the scope of discovery information in this lawsuit. Much of the information requested is irrelevant to the claims in the case. Mr. Paul has no need for the information because it is either already in his possession or publicly available. The demands are overbroad and unlimited by content or type. The request lacks any sort of particularity or defining scope of the content and has no time limit. Request number 1 is overbroad. Mr. Paul first demands Mr. Holland produce all non-privileged documents and communications concerning Mr. Paul, CryptoZoo, Mr. Paul's involvement in CryptoZoo, and or any promotional material, which you would have that promotional material to bro. The first request is first overbroad because it has no reasonable restrictions as to the content or document descriptions. Because the request covers all conceivable documents or items that may possibly mention Mr. Paul or CryptoZoo, as the Williams court noted, these documents cover everything, including Mr. Paul's performance in a football game. In this sense, it is akin to an impermissible attempt to obtain every document which can conceivably be relevant to the issue of the case. Mr. Paul is a public figure who has built a career out of being famous on the internet. There are potential hundreds of documents in Mr. Holland's possession or custody or control that concern Mr. Paul, most of which have nothing to do with the issues in the case. The request is additionally overbroad in that it is unlimited in time. Mr. Paul claims that that it is definitionally limited because CryptoZoo only existed between 2021 and 2023, but the request demands any documents or communication that concern Mr. Paul without the limitation. Mr. Paul only explained only explanation for his need for information sought in request 1 is that it may be relevant to Mr. Holland's anticipated testimony to know which documents he possesses and when, and then outright admits that he is seeking information relevant to the class action lawsuit, then the claims that are at issue here. One second.
Your microphone.
No, just my headphones, as I'm
okay.
sure you can hear that you're coming through. 1 second. There we go. So yeah, which pretty much covers the other two requests. So yeah, as we suspected from the last time around, Logan Paul's trying to use Discovery to get work product information from Dan Holland in the class action case to be able to discover what they might be planning for their trial, which is kind of not allowed. But we do have some other news in there. First of all, we do know that they've extended the timeline, the mediation deadline, and kicked that out to the 12th. So the original hearing that was going to be on the motion to transfer also got kicked back. So that hearing was rescheduled for the September 11th. And we have a new hearing on the 5th of August as to the motion to compel on the Discovery. So fun times. But that pretty much wraps things up here. So I guess it's time for Stupid Tweet of the Week. Do you have one in mind?
I do.
Oh, boy.
It's actually a stupid reply.
Oh, boy. Well, I'll let you go first then so I can get the poll set up. Oh, no. It didn't let me grab it. There we go.
Okay. So we have a, this is the tweet, but not the stupid one. So this guy says, that's weird. We were on the gray market. We should have been. Question is, how did it not get flagged, or was it flagged? And then we have this guy replying, and don't forget the ex-DM shill group that infiltrated and exposed 2 pro se litigants, one in limbo and one current. Group colluding to influence disillusioned shareholders, passing off leads to Bull the Butcher, who now seems to be their leader and a recruiter. And he's quoting the Sears account that infiltrated our shill chat.
Oh my God, are you serious? There are people still falling for that shit?
It's Phantom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, you know, we have Amy saying, Bull, got a pretty solid recruit not far from you. May need you to do a little schmoozing next week and bring it home. Poor guy had barbecue and MMTLP, reached out Sunday. And Bull says, oh my. So that's my stupid reply.
Yeah. So we have a guest one before we get to mine. I know Running with Bears couldn't be with us, but he, I took the liberty of posting this one for him because he brought it up. This one's a Larry Chang post. I'm an advocate of CEOs being external. By external, I mean having authentic and direct communications with customers, shareholders, and partners in the public square. Nameless, faceless, voiceless companies and a byproduct of a different era and is a competitive disadvantage, he says, while being buddies with the CEO who rarely talks with his shareholders.
Hey, he just went on 2 different things and answered shareholder questions. We just had our very first earnings call. Okay?
He spent more time talking about taking questions from shareholders than he did at the shareholder meeting a couple months back.
Exactly. I was like, is this what it feels like? It's like that meme where it's like,
what it feels like?
is this an earnings call?
Oh my goodness. My stupid tweet of the week is actually in the retweet here. The reason why I kept the Muddy Waters part is it gives you proper context for the stupidity you're about to dive into. So Muddy Waters says, irony is just so fucking dead. So we've got this post from Chamath, also known as SPAC Jesus. The article below is about the CIO of UC Systems ditching hedge funds after decades of poor performance. Says the guy who birthed into existence half a dozen SPACs that are all sitting at 90% of their original list value. Way to go there, bud. His comments below, hedge funds are a fantastic business if you're on Wall Street and you can charge a great fee, he says after extracting a bunch of monies and fees from those SPACs. He added the UC investment hedge fund position had undetermined its overall performance by introducing risks during market upheavals. Oh, you mean kind of like you did in the post-pandemic world? Like, dude, stop. Like, what is it with these grifters and self-snitching? Anyway, so that we'll give people some time to do the poll thing. Our Twitter people, or if there are people on X that want to do voice votes in the replies, go ahead, get them in. Anything that you wanted to leave us off with this week? Anything that really jumps out at you, Platinum?
Not really.
No. All right. Well,
nothing. Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah. All I have to say is, and I usually let last say go to my guest, but Amy's not here, so I'll just interject.
Go for it.
Absent people, don't let these people hoodwink you. Do your own research. Do take third-party opinions. Don't get schnookered in by all these people who have clear self-interests that don't align with yours.
Yeah. You know what? Another thing I was thinking about, kind of like that has to do with that a little bit, is like where people are, like call each other shills and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why are people so afraid to hear any information that could potentially be against what they think right now, right? Like, are you, like, for me, I guess, like, I already know, like, I can talk to literally anybody. Like, you could tell me blah, blah, blah about whatever, and it's not going to affect me whatsoever. Like, I'm going to do my own research. Like, I'm not, I can make decisions on my own without having, the people around me like affecting what I'm doing. And so I don't really like, I love hearing all different opinions. Like, I especially like hearing people that disagree with me because I want to know what I'm missing most of the time, right? Like, what's going on here? So I don't know. It's just like, be a little bit more open-minded. I feel like it'll only benefit you.
Yeah. Well, Platinum continues her win streak tonight with another win. I need to up my game. I need to find more, I guess, really degenerate stuff.
And I was in that shill chat, so so hell yeah.
All right. Well, we will catch you folks next week.